Well, in that case, I gotta make one change. And that's done.
And pull it up here so I can get the goddamn comments.
You ain't got nothing.
Oh, I have plenty.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
Fuck around and find out, Gate. Why is everything after Watergate? Everything's a gate now. Everything's a gate now. Everything.
Here we
go. Shit, and we already got 6 likes on here. That's what I'm talking about. People up on it early.
Ooh.
You know what's weird?
Everything.
Yeah, but I don't know why I expected to see the word live in the backstage part of this.
Oh yeah, you bugging.
Yeah, like I was looking like, oh no. And once again, that dumbass top chat shit. What up, folks?
Wagwan.
Yeah. So it's still job early. So unless there's something else you wanted to do, I could just do the intro now. Me. Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SBJ. And I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective.
Facts
indeed.
Oh.
Now, it's been quite a week if you have been paying attention, because some people haven't. Some people, they don't like the anxiety of it all. So they have checked out. I see a lot of people with that. My wife is like that. Like,
yeah.
The anxiety of it is anxiety level is pretty high because you're waiting around trying to figure out when all of this gets to you, right? But in the meantime, in between time, because I've always been a news junkie, I've been a news junkie since probably 12. I am always reading, finding, looking at shit, blah, blah, blah. Now I have changed a lot of the sources.
Right.
I no longer use cable news anymore because what is apparent, it's been apparent for a while, but now it just rubbed me the wrong way, is a lot of that shit is heavily marketed towards a point of view. And then on top of that, they have this personality-driven way of delivering news. And I've decided I don't want the personality. I want the facts.
Right.
What happened? I don't want to see you give me the facts while you're juggling pins or doing cartwheels or no. What the fuck happened? I don't want the performative shit that cable news comes with cable news. So a lot of times I will get my news from Reuters. I will get my news from the Associated Press, things of that nature, and international news. But the American news media is perverted. It's commercial. It's about market share, viewership, and not about informing the public anymore. It's a little less about that. And also some of these motherfuckers have shown that they will capitulate with what the government wants them to say, right? And that shit right there is, to me, an anathema of what journalism is, right?
Right.
That's not, no. You're not here to make the king feel good about himself. You're here for the people. That's what you're supposed to be here for. You're the fifth estate. This is what you're supposed to be. So they don't be doing that here. It's a bunch of personalities. And that's cool if you like your dose of news with some entertainment. I typically go and find my entertainment someplace else. I watch movies and TV series and read some books every now and then. And yeah, that's my entertainment. But I can't tell nobody else how to spend their time.
Yeah.
I don't like TV shows where the politicians are the stars. Nah, that's what cable news is. The politicians are the stars. And no, no. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it's like. It's like professional wrestling. The news people are the commentators at the table,
right?
And they're giving you color commentary, about the politicians in the ring fighting.
Mm-hmm.
They know the script, by the way, so they're just feeding on with this show that they're giving us. I ain't with that shit. I ain't with it. But a lot of motherfuckers have been disabused of any notions of they won't be affected. This is only to get the people I don't like. A lot of people have been disabused of that this week. You know? And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, if there's anything to celebrate out of all of this, it's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been disabused. You thought. You thought. Look, it's gonna be bad all the way around. The ones that think it's not, they whistling past the graveyard. We see you. We see you. We see you. All right. But nevertheless, don't be one of the ones making videos. Don't end up being one of the ones making videos that we've been seeing this week. Don't end up like that. Because yeah. And by the way, just as an aside, before we get the proceedings, before we get with the proceedings this evening, here's the thing. Governments love to distract us with nationalism. They love it. U.S. loves to criticize China. China throws shade right back. But at the end of the day, the real question is, are people healthy? Are they housed? Can they afford to live without constant stress? What matters is the policies that actually help the people. All that jingoism bullshit is a distraction. It's to keep you from wanting more by telling you, oh, you don't have that, but at least you have freedom. The freedom to starve, the freedom to go bankrupt in case you have a bad health scare, the freedom to be homeless. Freedom, though.
What up, Cindy?
What's up, sis? Listen, my issues with China is that they have a centralized government, right? It's centralized. And it's one person. But that works out great if you have somebody that actually cares about the people. Shit is coordinated. They can get shit done, blah, blah, blah. My issue with it, though, is when you have an asshole in there, right? And then once you have an asshole in there, there is no way to get them out. It's literally no way to get them out, right? Except for revolution or a coup or some shit like that. It just so happens that regardless of what they say about Xing, he's looking after his folks. It's like he's looking after his folks. And I know. I get it. Facts, Discord, demonetize that shit. I know, I get it. They told you apple pie, white picket fence, red, white, and blue, pom pom. Yay! How you living though? You all right? You good? How's the cost of housing going? Did y'all know homelessness went up 18%? How's that looking? But at least you have your freedom to criticize the government, though. Your freedom to say what you want. But they keep you so dumb. A lot of the shit you say makes no sense any fucking way. And it's ineffectual. It's nonsensical. Right? But you got your freedom as you open up refrigerator and it's looking a little bare and shit. Oh, I know. I get it. That's right. I forgot. This is the other talking point. Man, the average person here got big screen TV. Let me help y'all, sport. They got big screen TVs too. And universal health care and low cost of living and very little crime, no homelessness. It's a distraction. The government, for the most part, it's only worth a couple of things. It's supposed to defend the people if there's some outside actors trying to do some fuck shit to them. And services, my guy. Services for the people. Instead, these politicians are serving themselves. And that's always been kind of a thing here. It has gotten worse, I'm going to say, since the 60s. It's gotten worse. They serve themselves. And now, while you struggle, while you try to figure things out, while you rob Peter to pay Paul, you look at the paychecks of your public servants. They eating like a motherfucker. And they got great health care. The health care they don't want to give you. The health care after they did such a great job of demonizing socialist countries, communist countries, and all of that, they've trained you not to want good health care because that's socialist. Or that's it's dumb. It's dumb. There's no such thing as a perfect system of things, right? It's always some give and take with that shit. Give and take, back and forth. So you're not going to find the perfect system. But you know what can get really close is a combination of good ideas. Because this idea that capitalism doesn't have some good ideas is bullshit.
Right.
This idea that socialism doesn't have some good ideas is bullshit. This idea that communism doesn't have some good ideas is bullshit. So can reasonable people say, hey, I don't like that other shit, but that right there works?
Right.
Can we get some of that? Can we get some of that? No? Oh, that's right. No, because red, white, and blue pom-poms. Yay! Apple pie and starvation. Or whatever. Oh, shine the city on the hill or whatever. These platitudes don't do shit for you but distract you from the fact that your government is not serving you and has been for sale by corporations for the longest time. I see a lot of people really upset right now too about how the oligarchs are now out and they not hiding shit. They basically like, yeah, we bought your government and we gonna help them make decisions on shit. And what? I gotta tell you, you a day late and $1 short. They've been doing that shit. They just was at the time they hadn't pacified you enough where they had fear, like, hey, we better not come out in public and but I'm not going to no inaugurations. I ain't doing no shit like that because that shit look crazy. And, I'm not me personally, no, but I'll send my people over there with the briefcase of money or whatever. I'm not going. Now they feel comfortable that they have pacified you enough. They have gotten you to accept it enough Because somewhere along the line, somebody figured out this is a internet era. So just become an internet star, and people will accept seeing you more. So start posting with the regular folks. Post, say things. You're gonna get attention because you're wealthy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get certain segment of the people on your side, they're gonna be less apt to criticize you about certain shit that they should. Big shit, absolutely. You'll find that on both sides. When Elon said that shit about the visa shit and all of that, even the motherfuckers that rock with him was mad at him. But you don't need to do the big shit. Just death by 1,000 cuts. Death by 1,000 cuts. And people will learn to accept that you have a place, even though you have not been elected to dog catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you have never experienced what most Americans have experienced, but you're making decisions on what gets cut. We should do this. Don't give them that. Blah, blah, blah. And they know you good with it because they pacified you. They've effectively done that shit. Even to the point where it becomes a shocker when Americans see how other people live and go, how come we don't have that? How are they able to do that and we can't? But they told us that, but they said it can't because then you start to put two and two together, and they said it couldn't be done because they've commodified that service, and the people that made billions of dollars off of that service don't want no money to be cut from out of their profits. So they told them, you better tell these motherfucking serfs that this ain't good. That's bad. We can't do it that way. That somehow interrupts your freedom. And you bought it. You bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. But now you're going to pay. Listen, all of us are. All of us are. We're going to pay for letting that shit go unaddressed for too long. And it's not to say that some people didn't address it, but not enough people was listening to those people for there to be a groundswell of motherfuckers going, hey, cut that shit out. We don't like that shit. Not enough people was on that train because the average person, citizen here, is far too consumed with the things that happen in their daily life. And just like Rome realized, dang, we ain't got no jobs for these motherfuckers. We really don't have much for them. Give them games. Give them motherfuckers games and shit. Let them go to the Coliseum and look at chariot races. Motherfuckers splitting each other's heads open and shit. And fighting lions and all of them shit. Let's give them that. Sound familiar? You're distracted by all that shit, by the sport that they make of everything, and also by the narrative machine that they have out there, right? The narrative machine that tells you that you're supposed to celebrate this somehow intrinsic good that your country is that no other country is. They're playing that same game in every country. All right? Every country is doing that to their citizens. The difference is some of these countries actually do shit for their citizens. They actually do. And it's probably self-serving. Yeah, because that's what humans are. It's probably self-serving. They have realized, hey, if we keep these motherfuckers in homes, feeling good, full bellies, low crime, make things, beautify everything, that's less of a chance of them feeling grievance enough to want to take us from power.
Right.
It's a smart play. But I guess you got to do that. You got to do that for smart people. But when you're a government proceeding over dumb people, you don't even have to do the bare fucking minimum. Making sure motherfuckers have homes,
Right.
can eat, and medicine. They asked your boy, RFK, is healthcare a human right? And he couldn't answer it. Nay, he wouldn't answer it. He started trying to obfuscate shit like this. Well, I'm not going to say that because if you're somebody that smoked cigarettes for 20 years and you caught cancer, so that's what he's trying to say. You caught cancer, it's your fault. Therefore, you're taking money from the same pool of people who didn't. Blah, blah. So,
right.
Let me help you out with that. When you're a country that for years allowed the tobacco industry to sell this poisonous product to the people and lie about the science about what it was doing to them, you got to pay for that. All right? You got to pay for that. You let them do it. Because freedom it fills their lungs full of nicotine. Freedom to put a hole in their neck so they can even breathe. Freedom to die painfully. Freedom. And they're using that word to do what the fuck they want. Because what they actually mean is the freedom to take your pockets and suck them dry. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're talking about. The freedom to claim we don't have royalty over here, yet they get the benefits of royalty over here. And all the populace can do is suck more and more of that bullshit into themselves internally and then spew it out at everybody else the moment you go to criticize the way that the country is being run or the services they're not giving. I am telling you now, any politician, they will never see this. But who knows? Somebody may watch this and grows up, become a politician or whatever. If you want to really keep the people to ignore the bullshit you're doing, make sure they've eaten.
Right.
This might be a novel idea. Make sure they've eaten. Make sure they got some place to live. And make sure when they're sick, they can get well. Beautify the place. We tired of these 80-year-old bridges. We don't want to see that. Make your fucking buildings glow and shit and do all that shit you be seeing in Shanghai and shit, Beijing and shit. Do some great. When the holidays come around, do it up. Do it up like Panama City does. Do it up. I got little festivals in the street, people eating, there's music being played. Do all that shit. Make the people feel better. Let's do something about extending that lifespan, Playboy. Instead of being number 48 in developed countries. 48 in life expectancy. I think when y'all be saying this is the greatest country in the world, know they talking about for real? The military.
Yeah.
We got the world's strongest military, y'all. Well, whoop-de-fucking do. How's that helping you in your household? Because, oh, that's right. No one can invade. Okay. Facts, Biddy. Emperor's New Clothes. Jigs. Right what Jig says. We are supposed to be the government. There should be no politicians. And yet here we are. Here we are. And the politicians, like I said, the politicians are the stars of this TV show. They get paid the big money. They get all the perks. They get protection. They get health insurance to not die for. And now you're going to pay. So when you look at the title of this episode, it's "Fuck Around and Find Out Gate," because there's a lot of that going on these last couple of weeks. A lot of that's going on. What you got first on the docket there, sir?
So
that side, boy. That shit. That was that Tony Stark on Titan talking to Star-Lord. Listen to that bullshit. He came from that.
So there have been a lot of things going on since Mango Mussolini officially took office again.
Right.
Without going into extreme detail, big ups to the 92%ers and the 80%ers who are staying on code and keeping that energy.
Yes, sir.
That being said, to those in those other groups that are similar to those, because I didn't memorize all the fucking percentages.
Of course you didn't.
Who have an issue with how we are handling things and are earnestly looking for an explanation, let me give you the closest one you should ever get from somebody that is on the inside. Context and nuance go every way.
Indeed.
It is entirely possible to look at a singular situation, understand that there are various components to it, and feel, but most importantly, express feelings toward the individual components. Those feelings are allowed to be different because the components are different. I'll give an example that does not specifically deal with the topic at hand, but if you're in one of those groups, you'll be able to pick up what I'm putting down. There are a bunch of people who don't really know much about technology and are easily swayed by propaganda and peer pressure. I work in IT. I have experienced being a victim of the systems in place that try to infiltrate your PC and wreak havoc. If you are in the office I work in and I tell you that downloaded pirated media from a particular site could lead you to viruses, you have a few options.
What's that?
If you believe me and you understand, but you come across some other issue with your PC, I'll probably be there to help you out. If you shrug me off like I don't know what I'm talking about and show your complete disregard for everyone else in the office.
Hold up. Before you continue, you got to add some more shit to that. Not only did they do all of that, but then give you their ass to kiss and run your name through the fucking mud.
Yeah. Not only will I not help you when that shit happens, but I'll likely laugh at your dumbass. It's likely.
It's likely.
If you believe me and you understand me, but your desire to get said media is stronger than protecting you and everyone who is connected to you, I'm not going to help you fix it. And clearly you don't care about the safety of everyone else.
Right.
But I really have no reason to talk to you, especially not about PCs.
Yeah. I'm talking to you about PCs for.
I don't. Yeah, like for everybody else that you have now infected. I can still help them and do for them what I am able to do for them.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want anybody's computer to get a virus.
You don't want
anybody's.
Hold up, say that again.
Anybody's.
Say that again.
I do not want
You don't want anybody's
computer to get a virus.
Yeah.
Not one person.
Yeah.
They can be catastrophic to a person's livelihood. And those people who didn't ignore the warnings of someone with skin in the game, if it happens to them, my heart goes out to them.
I have sympathy. Hold up, your heart goes out to them?
Yeah. But when you get what you asked for, why would I waste my time and energy on you? We're talking about computers.
When there's other people.
There's other people that need my help. I don't.
Yeah.
We're talking about computers here.
Yeah.
But like, you should be able to extrapolate. This is a basic tenet of life that I understand. Some of you who are the best among us might not understand why we are carrying this the way that we are carrying it.
Right.
And for solely for the fact that bothers you because, you know, you don't quite understand, I apologize for that.
Yeah.
But just for that.
To give you a really quick boost in what you're saying, to steel man what you're saying, I shall quote Malcolm X, aka Malcolm Little, aka El Hajj Malik Shabazz, when he said, I don't think anybody here would deny that when you send chickens out in the morning from your barnyard, those chickens will return that evening to your barnyard, not your neighbor's barnyard. I think this is a prime example of the devil's chickens coming back home to roost. Now, being an old farm boy myself, chickens coming home to roost never made me sad. In fact, it only made me glad.
Right.
That's what you're saying. Basically, that's what you're saying. If you want to know what the inactivity is for, if you want to know why a lot of us aren't reacting the way we used to, because we saw something in November. We saw how people really felt. We saw that it's cool as long as we run into the defense of everybody else and doing the work, especially Black women. I'm telling you, Black women in those back services part that make shit go. Yeah. We saw that. And then not only did we see it, we heard it. Y'all said it. Y'all got all on social media and said it. Y'all always talk about racism. Yeah, that's our problem because that. Okay. We were trying to help you. And all of us. Okay.
Now it's, why aren't y'all talking about racism? Why aren't y'all? But you told us to stop.
So we not, you know what we talking about that amongst ourselves? We making plans, figuring shit out, trying to fortify, circle the wagons, cause we thought we was all in this to try to keep, we didn't want motherfuckers that necessarily have to be mistaken for the wrong motherfuckers and then sent the fuck up out of here. It's not what we wanted
at all.
Some of us know people who are directly targets of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're quite fond of these people. We don't want their life to be uprooted. We don't want them to get fucked over. We don't want them to go to Guantanamo Bay. We don't want that shit for them.
Not at all.
But we learned that you got to not want it for yourself.
Facts. And shouldn't that be more important? I think so. So, oh boy, God.
There's a lot.
Last week, Target, a staple of every budget, bougie black girl's diet. By the way, for those who don't have it caught on, I'm reading an article. made a complete 180 and released a statement that essentially said it would be turning its back on DEI initiatives, specifically ones with targeted outreach for Black business owners and the LGBTQIA community. While other companies like Walmart and McDonald's have also done the same thing, the news from Target comes as a particularly harsh blow. In fact, part of Target's brand was being the anti-Walmart, a company that does not even care about its own employees, let alone its customers. Target branded itself as hip and inclusive, the new wave, a cool place to hang out. So to see it fall from such illustrious heights is nothing short of disappointing. While many have stated that they would be boycotting the large chain, others are concerned that the boycott will hurt Black-owned businesses that have deals with Target, which inevitably will. But are they more important than the collective message? While understanding people wanting to boycott, Tabitha Brown also countered that the boycott will hurt the Black brands in the store, and that would keep Target from bringing those brands back. So instead, she urged people to simply buy those products and nothing else. The one problem with that is Target would still get rewarded in this scenario. While Miss Tabitha seems like a wonderful person, she is not known for speaking about political matters, and more importantly, she is still far more well off than the people she is asking to continue to buy those products. There is nothing about those businesses or her business that should be put in front of the collective issue. Boycotts are not supposed to be convenient. And most importantly, are not supposed to be inconvenient for everyone except the people who can make money. The problem with this potential boycott is that it is so fragmented, with few retailers not rolling back DEI initiatives. The blow from Target was the most unexpected and felt like the greatest betrayal. Boycotts are hard, but they work and are most effective when targeted and organized. There were many racist businesses and institutions that deserved to be boycotted during the civil rights era. The boycotting just one changed the course of history. Right. Even though the Montgomery buses were not the only rides in town, they were absolutely the biggest artery for transportation for Black people. The boycott worked because of collectivism. Hell, people would walk their feet through the soles of their shoes just to keep from riding the bus. But somehow staying away from a store, even if for nothing more than a few weeks, is an insurmountable inconvenience. Because so many of these retailers fall short of humanity, maybe the best bet would be only going to these stores if it is undeniably essential, and there are no other alternatives available at that time. Maybe Tab was onto something, but for necessities, not potholders. Target informed Black people that they were no longer the target audience, and for that, they deserve every bit of suffering for missing the mark. Of course, not everyone is on board with the boycott. Many Black people have made fun of others who are rightfully upset at the company making such a huge deal about Black inclusivity just to turn its back on those same initiatives that continue to bring so many Black people through their doors. There is no logical reason for their smugness, but also Harriet couldn't save everybody, and you know why.
No.
And you know why.
And we don't argue with people. Harriet Tubman with a shot.
With a shot.
We don't.
Not at all.
No.
Nope. All right. So, like with most of our topics, I check out what others are saying, who may have different perspectives or more information than I have about the particular topic. I want to give flowers to two platforms that I've mentioned a lot on here. The Higher Learning Podcast, and the Here's the Thing podcast. Specifically, I want to give flowers to Kev on Stage and Van Lathan. They get different levels of flowers, though. Kev gets flowers.
Flex. U.S. Supreme Court versus Paramount Pictures changed the industry for the rest of production studios owning theaters, cutting the head off the snake kind of logic. Right.
Kev gets flowers because no matter how close he is to a person, if they come into some shit and it's public, he don't avoid it.
Yeah.
He don't avoid it. He might be biased in his response, but he doesn't try to hide that. If it is something that contradicts a message that he's put out to the public, he largely stays away from contradicting himself with his take. Like he's fairly consistent with this shit. And like I said, in those few instances where it was something that like his bias showed, he expressed.
Right.
This is me being biased.
Right.
This is my friend. So I'm not gonna go as far as other people, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
That type of thing.
And you know what? I'd be appreciating that.
Absolutely.
Instead of you trying to make it seem like, no, this is no, I'm biased.
Nothing wrong.
Right.
Yeah, no, right, no. With Van, it's a little bit different. He will address things that one might think one would avoid. Absolutely. But at the same time, Van is never beating the treating guys with kid gloves allegations.
No.
He's never beating them, ever.
No.
That being said, I want to bring up a point that chick Angel made and Kevin on stage co-signed. That is just dumb. Her argument was that she basically said, and I'm paraphrasing, you can't live any life of comfort in this country without being a hypocrite. Then in that same part of the conversation, Kev brought up people still using Twitter, YouTube, and Meta while calling for a boycott of Target as an example. So the reason these things seem hypocritical to you is because you lack nuance, context, and objectivity. To be clear, this actually isn't an attack on them.
Right.
Many people lack these things, whether in general or on a specific topic.
Facts.
The reason I want to push back, though, is because of connotation and the potential that people will use this as a reason to not do anything.
Right.
Many things look hypocritical until you understand the reason a person may be doing it. First of all, let's look at the most obvious thing. We are soft.
As baby
shit. Yes, we. There is a certain level of comfort that we as a people who live in a society, particularly this country, have become acclimated to. There's a base level of what it means to be an effective society. These things lead to the definition of need going from things that are essential for life to being things that are essential for functionality.
It's like Jig said earlier, we suffer from the boiling frog syndrome.
Second, given the first reason, it is impossible to boycott every single entity that one deems evil. You get nothing done that way. The average person doesn't know how far any given entity's tentacles even go. And there are a shit ton of below average people. Example, this one girl at work who doesn't eat pork, but her deeming them too expensive was the only thing that stopped her from having pepperoni pizza bombs for lunch the other day. And no, this wasn't a stance that she once held and then over time she changed her mind. No, she literally said, I want ramen, but the place that delivers here puts pork in theirs. Y'all know I don't eat pork. To only 5 minutes later being like, oh man, this place got pepperoni pizza bowls, but they're too expensive, so I can't get those.
Wow.
I digress. Let's look at some facts. According to a 2023 Gallup poll, 69% of adults in the United States of America have had at least one child.
You don't know that? Oh, I guess
I don't. I don't. I'm just telling you what the poll said. No, that's a fact. So I state that fact to say that people have people who are dependent on them,
right,
in this country. It's a thing that happens,
right,
more often than not. 69%. Okay. Let me read. Walmart list of assets owned by Walmart. Well, you have, of course, the Walmart stores. You have, of course, Sam's Club. You have Pace. Well, Sam's Club used to be Pace Membership Warehouse that converted to Sam's Club. You have Woolco, which was Canada, has now converted to Walmart. Asda, they acquired in 99. McLean Company, acquired in 93. The Seiyu Group, they have a 6.1% stake in there. In 2009, they completed the acquisition of 58.2% of the leading Chilean retailer distribution, adding brands of major importance in that market, such as Hyperlighter. By March 2009, Walmart has increased its stake to approximately 73%. So, okay. June 2011, Walmart completed the purchase of 51% of Massmart, which operates stores primarily in South Africa, but also operates in various sub-Saharan African nations. Okay. 2013, Walmart announced that it would end the 50-50 agreement with Bardi Enterprises. Bardi would operate its retail stores independently. Walmart Stores Inc. takes 100% ownership of the 20 best price modern wholesale cash and carry businesses operating in India. Mudcloth, Parse, Art.com, apparently, and Vizio. Yes, Vizio.
I had one of those TVs.
Me too. Okay, that's Walmart. Okay. Let's look at Alphabet. Alphabet is the parent company of Google. The parent company of Google. So for those who don't know, Google is the default web engine of the world. Literally.
So much so that it is now like when you go to search something, you'll go Google that.
Yeah.
Even if you ain't using Google.
Even if you're using
you're using another search engine, your Google. No, Google that. Then what? Like I don't know what it is exactly right now. Doesn't matter. It doesn't change the point. Right. At one point, the top 1 and 2, I think it's 2 and 3 now because I think TikTok is number 1. But the top 1 and 2 sites for searching at one point, Google and YouTube. Oh, by the way, also owned by Google. What phone has the leading market share in the world? Android. Google. Yeah. And then also, just to throw in a little razzle dazzle, they have their own telecom company, Google Fiber. Right. So, okay, that's Google. This is also an argument for breaking some of these companies up. Go ahead.
I mean, absolutely. I ain't gonna argue with that. Yeah. Meta. Meta's products read as Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, Threads, WhatsApp, MetaQuest, Horizon Worlds, Mapillary, Workplace. Portal has been discontinued. I know y'all use some of those.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's Meta. Let's see. Well, Amazon. Yeah, let's see. Amazon. Let's go Amazon. Amazon.com, Alexa. Amazon has its own app store, Amazon Music, Amazon Pay, Amazon Prime, Prime Video, MGM Studios,
the Amazon Jungle.
MGM Plus, Ring, the little cameras, Ring, Twitch. Amazon Web Services. What is Amazon Web Services? Amazon Web Services.
No, she's an Amazon.
I mean, that's a little different. Yeah, that's a little different. And what is Amazon Web Services? Subsidiary of Amazon that provides on-demand cloud computing platforms and APIs to individuals, companies, and governments on a metered pay-as-you-go basis. Clients will often use this in combination with auto-scaling, a process that allows the client to use more computing in times of high application usage, and then scale down to reduce costs where there is less traffic. These cloud computing web services provide various services related to networking, compute, storage, middleware, IoT, and other processing capacity, as well as software tools via AWS server farms. This frees clients from managing, scaling, and patching hardware and operating systems. One of the foundational services is Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, which allows users to have at their disposal a virtual cluster of computers with extremely high availability, which can be interacted with over the internet via REST APIs and CLI or the AWS console. AWS's virtual computers emulate most of the attributes of a real computer, including hardware, central processing units, graphics processing units for processing, local RAM memory, hard disk storage, a choice of operating systems, networking, preloaded application software such as web servers, databases, customer relationship management. The vast majority of websites that you are going to come across living in the United States are going to be using AWS.
Hey, yo, Discord says, but guys, don't you realize all we have to do is buy BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard stocks, and we all get the profits they squeeze out of us back?
So it is.
Listen.
So now let's look at Target, right? Let's
put a target on Target.
Target Corporation, American Retail Corporation. Target is the parent company, right? It does not have a parent company, and the subsidiaries of Target, one, a company called Shipt, SHIPT, that you may or may not have used, absolutely,
right?
But it's no Amazon, it's no FedEx, it's no DHL, it's no. Yeah. So all right, why did I go through all of those? One of the reasons to show you how much easier it is to actually effectively boycott Target than it is those other fucking companies who have permeated your lives. Also, there is no half measure here. So one of the things Van pointed out when Rachel was trying to shoot Miss Tabitha Brown, who I love, by the way. I love Tabitha Brown. I'm a fan. This was wrong. One of the things Van pointed out was one of the big differences between now and back in the days was nobody's willing to sacrifice.
That's it.
What sacrifice means obviously depends on who the person is. Clearly, for anybody who is responding to someone's call for sacrifice with, well, you don't know what shut up. That's not, you're being disingenuous, or you're just dumb.
Or a bit of both. Both of them.
The word sacrifice has a meaning. We know what the meaning is. That's how sacrifice works.
Right.
Sacrifice isn't, oh, this is convenient for me, so I'll do it. No. It's not how that works.
Right.
So Van brought up an incident that he's been through. And when he was still at TMZ ran a story when Marion Barry died. Crack mayor dies or some shit like that. I can't remember the exact headline, but he was saying
full disclosure, because that happened right around the time when I found out this hidden animosity from DC towards Baltimore. I called him the crack mayor too. I did. Oh, y'all talking shit? Y'all talking shit? Didn't y'all just have a yeah? Yeah.
Anyway, so he was getting a bunch of like black people saying to him, like, do you know all the shit Marion Barry did? Basically,
he did a bunch of good shit.
You know all the shit Marion Barry did, like
bunch of good shit for DC.
You know how important he was to that area, and he's like, listen, don't stop saying these things. write in to TMZ.
Right.
Tell them how you feel about this. Like, keep going, keep saying these things. And he got into it with his boss. And he's like, look, I don't know what to tell you, but you hear how your audience feels about this.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to say anything else to you.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I'm not, this isn't my fault. This is how they legitimately feel. I didn't start this campaign. And he was basically saying, that was my livelihood at the time.
Yeah.
That was how I was paying my bills, how I was living. Now, would it benefit me if somehow that had led to TMZ going out of business? Fuck no.
Right.
But given what the goal was supposed to be, and me staying on code, it behooves me to not put that out there to people.
Right.
To not throw that out in front of the controversy.
Right.
To be a shield for this company.
Right.
And yeah, if there's something going on with somebody that you have something to deal with, it does not help the cause for you to throw yourself out as a shield. Yes, absolutely. This is basically he's saying the least you can do is be inactive about it.
Right.
The least you could do. You don't have to defend, nope, of course, don't defend the company, right?
Yeah.
But you also don't have to tear down the company.
Right.
Because that's your livelihood. We understand how that shit works.
Right.
But don't be obstructive. Don't get in the way of what the goal is.
Can we also just state for the record, right? That as you know, I'm a Pan-African, so I believe in the Black diaspora, no matter where you come from, no matter where you ended up. You started over there, motherfucker. All right.
Facts.
So I'm very inclusive of that. But there's a line. If you do shit to undermine the community, that's the line.
Right.
Because if you were in a military organization and your group of your platoon, people that have all decided we will kill a motherfucker for each other and we'll die for each other. And then somebody in that platoon has actually been talking to the enemy and comes back and attempts to undermine what we're trying to do in order to benefit the enemy that we're supposed to be fighting. And we find out about it. We are within our right to say, you are not fellowshipped anymore with us. Get the fuck out of here. Matter of fact, we might kill you.
You gotta cut the foot off to save the body.
Yeah. Like, so there is a line to all of that shit. Don't be the one that's trying to undermine the overall goal, especially if this is something that could benefit more people than just you.
Yeah. Also, maybe you can walk me through this. Maybe I'm being stupid. Maybe my desire for solidarity is causing a blind spot, right? The argument is that if you boycott Target is going to say that the Black businesses are underperforming, stop selling them, and that'll make it hard for them to go other places. That's the argument.
That's the argument. I've heard it.
All right, so couple questions. One, if we're not buying anything from Target, wouldn't everything's sales be down?
Yes.
Oh.
Everything would be down.
Oh.
Because we're not going to Target. And something Cindy says here about plus arguing against it because you don't want to hurt the Black owner companies that sell there is silly, because I imagine that you can support them outside of Target directly or another third party. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. You absolutely can do that. This is not 1970. This is not 1980. You can literally start a website for free, Wix.com. Start a website for free and sell your shit from off of there. Or you could sell from off of what's that other place that my wife be selling and Siobhan sell her shit from off of? I forget the name of the Etsy. You could literally be doing, like, it's not this idea that the way people do business and are able to create businesses and run businesses is the same as it was back in the fucking 60s is crazy to me in 2025 for people to be thinking that way. And if the product that these black sellers are making is something you use on a regular basis, you're going to want that. The incentive, I got to get my shit because this is shit I always get. So you're not telling me that the only reason you get it is because it's available in Target.
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Makes no sense.
If you fuck with this stuff, where can I get it now? Oh, all right, bet.
Yeah,
bet.
so all right, so if we boycott the store, then all sales will be down.
All sales will be down.
Because it will be disingenuous. Now, let me play my own devil's advocate. Yes, that does likely mean that with that ratio, the black-owned businesses might have lower sales than the other ones, but you would be disingenuous to try to claim that only black people buy black-owned products. Yeah, especially when they're in Target.
Black people buy all products. Any product that's on the shelf that they fuck with, black people going to buy it. So,
and non-black people that are in that store are bound to pick that shit up too.
Yep.
So, all right. But let's just say that the disparity is great enough for them to be like, okay, yeah, no. Well, in that case, and with them so willingly repealing this thing, which, by the way, no private sector company has had to do this.
Right.
They all did this of their own volition.
Right.
After Trump said that the government.
That's a great point you just made right there. We know it's going to get around to the private sector, but there's been no law put in place, no executive order put in place that tells private sector companies that they have to go along with what the government and federal shits is doing. Not one. These people have decided to do this on their own. Shout out to Costco's, by the way, for
facts
holding it down and shit.
We just started our Costco's membership this week. So, with all that being said, in the event that they had just decided, like,
all right, Bowflex,
all right, peace out. In the event that they had just decided, like, all right, no, it's still disproportionate. We're not going to do black people. Why would you want to be there? Why would you want to be in that particular store?
Well,
if they used you as a scapegoat.
I'll tell you why. It's money, bro. And the first thing they'll say to you is, well, no, this is our livelihoods. It's a lot of people's livelihoods. People have livelihoods all over the place.
I'm about to say something unpopular because a lot of people be capping for rich people. Caping for rich people.
Both.
I don't I don't give a fuck that a millionaire has to change their life.
It doesn't really bother me.
No, I don't care. Like I brought this example up before. Like people who talk about like disputes between like athletes and their teams. Someone, oh, y'all caping for billionaires. Well, you're caping for multi-millionaires. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this nigga has had $200 million contracts in his career.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
He's paid.
He's paid. What? No, get the fuck out of my face.
You know what that does too? That goes to another thing that I've always had in my head about that is after you get past a certain amount of 100 million, the billionaire and the millionaire, they all look the same to me.
Yeah.
Because what more the only thing you say you can do more, and that's your choice to do,
Right.
Is to then take this money and start trying to invest in this to get
That's-
this company and take that company
that's
and do this
that
and
part-
do this. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the part that I'm talking about. So, like, if you let me be even more specific. If you are a millionaire because you happen to have a decently paying job and you know how to save and invest,
Right.
that's one thing.
Right.
If you are a millionaire because of more because of the things that you actively do versus just being able to save and being able and knowing how to invest, I do not have sympathy for you when it comes to money.
Because you have enough not just for you to live on.
Nigga,
You have enough for your grandkids, the great grandkids. You're straight. You could stop now.
to rephrase
Everything.
the Jay-Z line, you made Hove. Okay, so make another
Make
Hove.
another hole.
I don't-
Mike said, think of the billionaire children. Yo, listen, bro. For a lot of you, it's a status.
Yeah.
The status is fucking you up, right? Because it used to be that way for those of you that's too young to remember. It used to be that way with millionaires.
Mhm.
The status of being a millionaire. Not only, of course, is it the resources that come with that, but then it became a status. I am a millionaire. Well, because billionaires exist,
Yep.
and there are far more of them now than there ever been in any other time in recorded history. It's not just those because at that point you don't need it. You personally, your family, you don't need anything else. You have the cheat code. You won the game, right?
Right.
You don't ever need anything else. You could stop all activity right now and never have to worry about anything else.
Yeah.
It then became a status. So when you see people who are worth 20 billion say this ain't enough, I need 100 billion. I'm trying to get to be at 500 billion. That's not my problem, B.
At all.
Because you're already straight. You know who I'm more concerned about and more empathetic to? The motherfuckers that don't got anything. I'm more empathetic with them. They're playing the game. They work. Because remember you told, just go to work. You do that. They're playing the game, but they ain't getting nowhere for real. That's what my sympathy goes to them, busting their ass all week long. Not the guy who could literally, if they chose, stopped all activity right now and spent time on a yacht in fucking Mediterranean some motherfucking where.
Mm-hmm.
They can chill right now. They have all the property they needed. They got the car, the health, the food, the whatever, the women, they doing all this shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't. You're not the one I'm concerned about, sir or madam. You're not. I don't care. You're good. Any loss you at that point, all you do is fail up anyway.
Yeah.
That's it. You failing up. But for
Auntie
some
Tab
people, when
is
they go
worth $5 million.
down permanently.
$5 million.
Say what?
Auntie Tab is worth $5 million.
Listen.
I
don't know.
bought some of Auntie Tab shit before I knew it was Auntie Tab shit off of Amazon before.
Okay.
Right? Because when I was combing my locks out, it was one of the products that was like, it's good for that, blah blah blah. I went on Amazon, happened to find them, like, oh, okay, let me buy this shit. I just found out last week that was her company.
Wow.
So you gonna be fine.
She will be fine. But
You're gonna be
I
fine.
will say this slightly in her defense. Nowadays, 5 million ain't shit. And
No.
it.
Listen,
I'll take it.
I'm not
don't know with
saying
her.
she's the richest of the rich.
No.
I'm saying that if Target decided,
Yeah. Fuck
that I
you. We
wanna
never carry
sell-
your shit again.
no, not even that.
Oh.
If Target decided we closing down all our stores
Oh, yeah.
today,
Yeah.
Auntie Tab would be just fine.
It's a lot of reasons she'd be just fine too. Because it isn't even just the 5 million. It's the fact that you know how many people have started companies with far less money than $5 million? Because there's apparatus.
Mhm.
Look at us as examples of that. We've started a couple of businesses, right? We didn't have seed money anywhere
No.
close to $5 million fucking dollars.
Right.
We just didn't. All right. Look, Discord says if Bill Gates lost 99% of his net worth, he would still be a billionaire. This is where we get to the part where we just said earlier about I don't care about you.
Yeah, no.
Like, so what? You lost. You're still a billionaire.
In order for you to become like Tabitha Brown is not like an athlete.
No,
she's not a singer.
No,
or nothing like that.
She got this shit from the mud. She got this.
Yeah, she used to ride. She used to drive Uber every day.
Yeah, she got that shit from the mud.
Like facts. She absolutely built her shit, but that also means that you have multiple streams of revenue.
That's true. It's true.
Are you going away is not going to bankrupt you. No. Is it going to hurt you? Absolutely not. I sympathize, empathize with you on that, but you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. And like I said before, if you have anytime you have a clientele, like a customer base that got you worth $5 million, they're going to find your shit wherever it lands. They obviously invested in your product.
Absolutely.
They're going to find wherever it lands. All you have to do is get the word out. So listen, folks, my shit ain't talking no more. You get my products here.
Right.
You can get it here. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a little something about fulfillment. As someone that's had to deal with that for quite a few little businesses. Fulfillment is hard.
Thanks.
But she got it. She got it. If I can do it, if my wife can do it, $5 millionaire over there can do it. Come on, like, stop it. Stop it.
All right, so let me tell you what about a little bit more about Auntie Tab. She has 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
She's written a film.
Mm-hmm.
She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's just say 30 or so acting credits.
Oh, nigga.
Right?
Nigga.
I don't see nothing that lists all the products she hold up. Wait. We might have she's on Food Network. Ha! She has Donna's Recipe, which is the product that I bought. One of the products from Donna's Recipe line is hair care.
Right.
She has dealings with Ulta.
Mm-hmm.
She has some spice lines with McCormick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Donna's Recipe, Sunshine Seasoning, and she's a brand ambassador. She will be fine.
She'll be fine, bro. Like you said, she has other streams of revenue coming in. This is one of them. This might be a big chunk of it, but it's not the end of it. Like I said, you have other ways to continue to make money. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes the idea of losing money.
Not at all.
But again, it's like we said, sacrifice is not supposed to be.
She about to come out with a children's book.
Nigga.
And
she all right. She all right.
Now, to be fair,
and she has help.
Yeah, but to be fair to her brand, she was not necessarily just talking about herself. So yes, that's I will give her that. I'll give her that. And she did absolutely say, mm-hmm. Now if you feel like you need to boycott, you go ahead and do just that. So yes, because I don't want it to make it seem like
she was telling people
bashing her. Yeah, and she was like, no, you can't do this because it's gonna hurt us. And no, it wasn't that direct or at all. It's just because of who you are. You have to be a little more mindful of who the fuck you are. You Tabitha Brown.
Right.
Niggas is gonna follow you to the edges of the earth.
Yeah.
So when you say, yeah, blah, 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 this is going on, it's crazy, I need y'all to understand that how contracts work, you can't just up and pull your shit out of, well, she don't cuss, but I'm paraphrasing. You can't just up and pull your shit out of the stores and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that, all spitting facts. And then, the thing about this, though, maybe you can go in there and just get the black-owned brands and then leave out. Number one, that's not realistic.
That's not realistic. That's not, because, oh, damn, I also
how humans work.
I also needed some sugar, so let me go ahead.
Right. We're talking about something that is a superstore. It has clothing. It has household appliances. It has a market in there. It has
better to not go there at all.
Right.
Better to not go there at all.
But secondly, like I said, I don't think that's going to work the way you think it would. Like, I don't.
It's not.
I don't know. But off a tab and back to the whole boycotting thing. Boycotting the right way is effective. Boycotting the right way is almost impossible in current times. Why? Bunch of reasons. One of them is the whole technical thing that I went over earlier.
Right.
But this discourse is the biggest reason.
Yeah. Because
everybody is not going to agree on the one thing that they need to boycott. Yeah. And that dilutes the power of the boycott.
Also, and I've mentioned this before, I had this sister was very forthright. I fuck with her a lot. She means well, very intentional. She's done some other activist shit that, actually made a difference, right? But one time she wanted to do a mass boycott around Christmas time. And what I suggested to her in her inbox, I was like, why not just pick one place?
Right.
Because if you pick everybody's not going to be able to participate in that.
In no way.
But if you
and then why would you choose Christmas? Because you're fucking with the kiddies.
Yeah. So I thought, I was like, what you could do is choose, even during Christmas time, one place, because it also makes it easier to track the effect.
That's a fact.
Like if you try to do this mass boycott at all, we not buying nothing during that time, you have no way of seeing whether or not that had any effect, because you are doing it, don't mean everybody else is going to do it. But if you pick one place that you always go to and you can get those exact same things someplace else, pick that place and make it a point to pick that place so that you can chart the damage that was done. And then you use that as an example. You see what we did to them?
Yeah.
You do that shit to your ass too.
So I'll never forget this scenario. I don't have all the details because my memory is shit. But shortly after George Floyd, there was a Facebook group that sprung up and rocketed in membership. It was by the time I joined the group,
I think
there was north of 1 million people in the group, right? And somehow I found myself virtually rubbing shoulders with some of the mod team in this group. One of the things they suggested was boycotting. But the way that they were doing it was very similar to what Tim was just talking about. And then, well, no, okay, it was different. This is how it was. It was, we're going to boycott 5 places one place for one day of the week. And I'm like, you guys are stupid. The person in charge is very charismatic, so he is able to galvanize and get all these people together. That's great. He does not understand strategy. That is not going to do anything.
No.
That is not how this works. Even if you got every single person in this group, if you got 1 million people to do this, number one day out of the week boycott, how the fuck is that going to do anything?
It's not.
How is that going to do anything?
It's not.
It's just going to be.
They're going to make up for that in their petty cash.
Nigga. Or the other 6 days of the week.
Yeah.
What do you mean? So if I'm just example, I don't remember exactly what days and what companies, but let's say, for example, if I'm boycotting Target on Monday, Amazon on Tuesday, Pepsi on Wednesday, Canon on Thursday. Well, how the fuck am I boycotting Canon? I would have to be buying stuff from this place on a regular basis.
Yeah. Same with Amazon. Everybody does stuff on a regular basis.
If I don't eat fast food, how would I be boycotting PepsiCo?
Yeah.
Like, I don't drink soda and I don't eat fast food. So how would I effectively be boycotting PepsiCo? Like, and it's shit with shit like that. So I made
why are y'all so goofy?
Right. So I made the suggestion, like, yo, this is foolishness, is ineffectual, and is a huge waste of the support and attention that you guys currently have.
Right.
Pick one place and do a month.
That's all. Yeah. Yeah.
Pick one place and do a month. That'll be too much work. We would have to. That's what the fuck this is about, right? Isn't that the point? You
Apparently
thought this shit would be easy? If this shit was easy, don't you think it would have been done? See, because that's the thing. Thinking about an idea, when an idea comes to you quickly, there's a parabola. There's the side that says, that came too easy. It can't be a good idea. There's the side that says, oh, I'm just great at thinking of ideas. This shit's gonna work.
I'm an ideas guy.
Right. And then there's somewhere in the middle where the truth lies, like, okay, if I came with this idea that quickly, it is absolutely possible that somebody else has thought about it before. Right. What did they do? How did they implement it? How did they try it? What were their results? Let me look into that before I go any further in any way, shape, or form. Why the fuck do you think a rotating weekly boycott of multiple places is going to work?
And how do you keep track of all that? That shit.
How would you keep track of it? How would you be able to see what effect it's having?
It's absurd. It's 100% absurd. I remember that era too. I remember when you were with. I remember when you was part of that group and shit.
Bro.
I remember.
And it's like, let's say that you got everybody in that goddamn group to boycott just one place on one day. You know what they're going to say? Blip in the radar.
Yep. You plan things badly.
Yeah. It was one day.
They're like, man.
Everybody must have been sick that day or some shit.
Right.
Like,
they start being philosophical about the shit. Well, you have good days and you have bad days.
Right. Like, there's no tangible effect. It's too short of a sample size.
Is that group even still around? Because I remember they started losing members after a while.
Hemorrhaging members.
Yeah.
Because people started realizing that
you plan things poorly.
In charge didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. That's what ended up happening. Because it's easy in the moments right after the George Floyd shit to get some people riled up.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's easy. And a lot of people, you know, when they are hyper in a state of heightened senses and all that other shit, it's easy for them to overlook more calm things like
The
strategy and
the
logic.
logistics, yeah.
Things that you have to think about. They're ready to do. They ready to go.
Right.
So it's easy for them to overlook that type of shit. Once that shit started slightly dying down, like from a boil to a simmer, niggas started thinking about it and be like, oh nah, wait, what is this?
That's the other thing too. When you are when you got a whole bunch of Riz, you can extend that initial fervor for a lot longer. Just how you talk about it, how you interact with the people. But after a certain point in time, that dopamine wears off and they see you a dope, right? You really don't have a plan. I've actually seen this shit like this happen in real time too. Like I've seen very charismatic people attempt to do certain campaigns, be they business campaigns, marketing, or some shit like that. And it starts off people really excited. And after a while, when they realize there's really not much to this, they start to fall along the wayside and shit. It just happened that it lasted longer than it should have. It's just up, but for the fact that dude was so charismatic, right? He could get people invested in it longer. But that 15 minutes eventually turned into 25 minutes, right? And after that shit, though, it was up. That shit was up.
Thanks.
Results matter, B. It's like, I'm gonna tell you though, there is something to be said about a certain level of conditioning being very effective, where it makes something seem like it's much more to it than what it actually is. People are so snake fascinated by the pitch, right, that they don't really target their brain into what's actually being said to them or what the actual results of this is, or they're getting anything out of this and that. I see it all the time. This country is great at that, making you get all hyped up and nostalgic and telling you these fanciful tales about Benjamin Franklin and George Washington and blah, blah, blah. Now they done stuck my man MLK all in the shit. Like, yeah, they really good at that. But when you start looking at like the tangibles, and you're like, where am I really? Okay, I went and got this flag and I'm waving it and shit, and it's in front of the house, and that's cool. I mean, this apple pie is tasty sometimes when I feel like eating it, but what about this other shit over here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. Wait a minute, did they just get one over on me? No, they got several over on you, my good man. Several.
What do you mean one?
One. Get one over on me. No, several.
So you also can't count?
You in trouble, my guy. You're in trouble.
This messenger not loading. Trying to get. Hold up. Let me see if I have any of them. Because I'm pretty sure it's my old account. But I don't think
Twitter.
No, Facebook.
Oh man, yo, I've been having issues with Facebook for months now. With shit not loading. Sometimes my entire page won't load. Sometimes the messenger shit won't load. It's a bunch of goofy shit happening over there. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised. They got the goofiest motherfucker ever running it.
Bruh.
So there's going to be some goofy shit happening.
Thanks.
It's just what it is.
Yeah, this is being dumb. All right, hold on. Let me get into Messenger.
If you keep saying that, it's gonna.
I would hope so, and I can't do it on my computer right now because we're live.
Right.
Actually, wait. Can
you have multiple screens, sir? Just go ahead and do.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's gonna work. We about to find out. So if anybody watching on Facebook,
about to fuck around, find out.
Hey, listen. If anybody watching on Facebook and this shit dropped, it wasn't me. I mean, it was.
It actually was.
Nah, that's not important. We're not doing that.
It actually was.
Will it even let me? I mean, I'm over here. I don't know if anybody watching on Facebook or not, but
I don't know either.
I'm over here, and I went back to my.
I can't even pull us up on Facebook, bro. That's how bad my shit be. Yo, this shit. It won't load.
All
Even
right.
when I do a search, I just get the circle.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's shit is corny.
All right. So I'm going back. You might have some of this in this message. 4 years ago. It wouldn't be. 4 years ago. It would be a little
Years ago.
less, little longer than 4 years ago. But that's when I started this. Right. That's when I started this profile. Let's see what y'all talking about. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Who's this? All right, we got this. And because I think, well, I know there are several people that I was talking to about this shit. There was even a group that we were talking about this with. Message you wrong page, wrong group. Hopefully, all right. So yeah, it probably is my old. And the nigga name was Calvin too.
Mr. Ford?
No, obviously. Going for something. Actually, make a change to a glorified restroom is not impressive. Yo, she was mad at me.
By what?
All right, so this conversation. I said, hey. She said, hi. I said, what's up, lady? She said, oh, wait. I messaged your wrong page. I invited you to the group. Hopefully you may see, although they still argue about bullshit, it's definitely more pro-black economics and empowerment posts. Okay, so
Interesting.
prior to this, I had, because the boycott wasn't the only thing I was fussing about.
Right.
So apparently, so
You was fussing about a lot.
next step or something. And she said, I'm proud. I don't care what you say.
She said she what?
Proud.
Proud about what?
I guess the changes to the group at this point. So I sent her the shrug emoji, and she said, I'm saying of myself, not Kelvin. And I said, going from something with potential to actually make change to a glorified advice room is not impressive.
No, it's not.
She said, fuck off. I said, of course you did your thing, but again, shrug emoji. She said, no, it'll be hard to getting people to unify. It's complex as fuck. I said, yes.
Duh.
She said, people argue about everything. I said, yeah.
You know, all of these things you're just realizing is what I was saying back then.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Let me see.
Was this our way of trying to get you back into the group?
If I had to guess, I had made it abundantly clear that I was not going to be participating.
You know, it is offensive to waste one's time.
You know what? I wish everybody saw it that way.
Like, I know with me, like, if I decide to waste my time, cool. I'm not gonna let you waste my time. It's like, what the fuck? Like, there are things that you might engage in where everybody else is telling you, hey, yo, you're wasting your time with that. But you decided to do it. So the only person you should be upset with once you realize you wasted your time is yourself.
Thanks.
But letting somebody else waste my time when I know it's a waste of time.
Nigga.
Nah, B. Nah. Because you see, you can't get that time back. People say that as a cliche, but it is for real. It's for real. All you got to do is think back in your life. The funerals you've gone to.
Nigga.
That shit becomes more real to you then. Like, that little bit of time I spent doing that, that man wish he could have that back. That woman wish she could have just, give me those, give me that little slice. Matter of fact, for all the time wasted that happens, y'all just give me a chunk of all of those slices of time that I can add on to my life. You know how long I would be alive? Do you know how much shit time we fucking waste? I'm not gonna let you waste my time. No.
Nigga. Ain't no way in the world.
I get really precious about that shit. Me and my wife came to a certain realization the other day, and it was a bit deflating. Was that we imagine if 16 years ago we was on the shit that we on now,
Nigga.
we'd be gone already.
Facts.
We'd have been gone already. You know.
Absolutely. 2 years, 3 years. All right, come on. We gotta. It's a lot. Where the fuck is this group? That's what I need to find. I need to find the group chat.
You know, they probably changed the name and everything now.
No, not the group. Fuck the group.
Oh.
The group chat. Because it was me and several of the.
Man, how many years ago was that? Good luck with that shit.
I'm right here. I'm at 4 years.
No, Isaac, we not doing that. I refuse.
What happened?
Isaac Arthur has a video saying postponing the heat death of the universe. I'll hear nothing of it.
Oh my God, shut up.
I hear nothing of it. No, that goes against entropic principles. It does, bro. Like, no, that goes against the balance. Motherfuckers trying to extend shit or end it quicker than it should. We don't do none of those things.
I really cannot stand you.
It ain't what it is, B. Let it burn out.
I mean,
let it burn out.
I mean, sure, there's not much we can do, so
it shouldn't be, and we shouldn't be trying to.
All right, nigga.
Like the damn extropians trying to extend shit. Like, nah, it's over.
I mean,
let it go. Yo, I think what's most obnoxious about the entropics is that they really believe that not only shouldn't you be able to extend the life of the universe just because you're technologically able to do so, but you should also not be trying to escape to another reality. Bitch, you was formed here. We not doing that. Like I have this whole backstory line because when we deal with multiverse type stuff, we don't do it the way the other ones. Other comics do it in the sense of they do it with characters. This is this universe's version of this character. We mostly focus on situations. The conditions in this place is different than the conditions in this place. We don't necessarily focus always on, oh, it's a different version of Malik. Oh, it's a different version. We don't do it that way, right?
Right.
But this one occasion, I wanted to do it that way, where there was a group, there was a different universe version of the entropics and extropians, and in this one, the universe did come to an end, but the extropians found a way to escape that reality and go and start their civilization someplace else. The entropics start hunting them through the omniverse, going, no, your ass need to die like everybody else. So they start chasing motherfuckers. They start chasing motherfuckers through from one reality to the next, from one reality to the next. They had to pick back up as soon as the entropics found them. Oh shit, we got to bounce. Here come the entropics, right? And go to another reality and shit. I never did finish writing that. It's just one of these concept things that's floating around that I might get to at some point. But yeah, nah, fuck that, Isaac. No postponing.
Or yes. Or yes. Yes is always a possibility.
I mean, sure.
I
sure, but no. Oh man, listen. To fuck around and find out is interesting, bro. It's the shit I've been seeing is, I mean, the emotion.
Yeah.
We knew it could be this way. Like
No, not could.
We knew it would be this way. And we knew you would be wailing and gnashing your teeth. We knew it. My husband, I know. My wife, I know. But my kids, I know. They came up to my job. Yeah. They waited outside the school. Try to tell you. Listen. This ain't easy for us either. The cost of our fruit about to go up. Like all the shit that we take for granted, it's just about to go the fuck up. They ain't gonna find no Americans to replace that. Americans ain't going out there to do none of that shit. They not.
Because why would they?
Why? And those companies that relied on the migrant workers, you think they want to pay the added expense of hiring like American citizens? What? You know how much money we want. And to do that? Shit.
All right, I'm close to the top of this goddamn. I'm trying to get to the top of this thread. And Facebook is so fucking slow that it's taking me forever to get to the top of it. I found the conversation.
You found it. Good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to the top.
Sean P. Oh, yeah, I knew what you was talking about. Yeah, I think it would be a great idea it'd be a one-shot comic. It wouldn't be like a series of no shit. It'd be just one shot, right? But with me, I like to have the ending figured out before I start digging into the particulars of the story. Because when you don't do it that way, you can write yourself in a corner. At least if you know how it's supposed to end, you can, all of the stuff that comes before that, you know that's the guiding light. We have to get to this. So it helps you write with that in mind. I think sometimes we done found comic book series that kind of have a really shitty ending. It's because they had a great idea for it, but they didn't come up with the ending first. They just started writing in it, and I don't like the way that works. Typically, you write yourself in the corner and go, damn, I put all this place, but how do I? And you know, after you already established some shit in the story, it's hard to come 20 issues later talking about, and it's the same arc, talking about, oh, by the way, we decide, no, nigga, that's a great way to lose the readership's attention. Like, how'd this happen all of a sudden?
Right.
Nah. I just need an ending. Once I come up with the ending with that, I might, because I'm already working on several different storylines as it is now. But at least I know the endings to all of those. Like the current arc we're doing with E&E, I already know how that ends. We already have that ending. Not only that, do we have that ending, we literally have the ending for at least 3 more arcs. Like, we already know that shit's mapped out. And I'm such a fucking maniac. Even when for all the characters that are in the story, that are supposed to be in the story, are included along with their profile, their character profile, is their arc. Where they're going to be at the end of, you know, because I like having the guideposts. I hate that not knowing or having to sit and figure out on the fly. All right, so now which way do we go? Nah, nigga, nah.
Nah, it's kind of dumb.
It's dumb. It's very dumb.
Yo, come on. Yo,
you know, Facebook doesn't really have a good feature when it comes to search for, like, they have stuff like you can search keywords, you can go into messages and search keywords, but it's really not that. The UI for that is whack. The constant scrolling and trying to find it, it's not great.
This would be much easier if it was somebody that I didn't like. Like if it was somebody that like I was beefing with,
right?
Because it's a bunch of personal conversation that I'm trying to skip through.
Oh damn!
Like,
oh damn!
Because we dated for like 3 weeks.
You fucked around and found out.
Well, I mean, no. That's not what happened. Why the fuck does it feel like this is the same day?
Maybe it was us. Maybe your time reference is off. Maybe it was the same day.
Nah, nigga, there's no way.
Maybe you're still in that day right now.
I mean,
the day you left that group. Maybe you're still in that.
All right, hold up. Because I know that I downloaded. Let me throw a Hail Mary. Because I know that I downloaded on my Facebook information before. I just don't remember where the hell I put it. It probably would be in my data folder. And damn, I thought that said Facebook. It said Factoid. Replay, render, public. Public? No, it wouldn't be in public. Fonts, factoids. Let me see.
Yo, I'm getting mad. Yo, at first it was slow going, but now on the Red Note app, I be getting mad files.
Well, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Games, Boris, Dash. I don't even know what Dash is.
Dash is the character, is the
Shush. 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 Not that Dash. Ass.
Just saying.
The fuck is... okay. I know what that is. And the last thing that we have to check is there anything that says... Wait, there is something that says Facebook from, quote, a long time ago. Oh, hold up. This might be it.
You don't know that.
I said might.
Oh.
It's a zip file, and that would be the format that all this shit... Messages, hold up. Inbox, hold up. All right, hold up. Now, how do I get to it?
We have some nice parting gifts.
You stupid. Facebook messages. Let's extract this and see how long it takes. Oh, not long at all.
Are you sure?
That's what it looked like. Your messages. .html. But there are very few people. Why are there very few people here?
Nobody talks.
Inbox. Well, that's clearly not true. You have no idea how much I wish it was true. Facebook. It's the index. Secret conversations? What? Oh, you don't have any secret conversations? Okay. I have my messages with Landon Taylor.
You don't. Who's that?
Oh.
That guy sounds like a real jerk.
I mean, far be it for me to argue with you. Pretty sure you know him better than I do.
I went to school with a Landon Taylor. This guy.
Huh.
Woo!
Interesting.
Such an ass.
That's funny.
Keep going. I can hear you.
All right. Well, I see this, but
Water.
why don't you have water? You be kind of unprepared and shit. It's terrible. I wish that this shit was easier. Like, I'm in the thread, but it takes forever for me to scroll up. I just want to get to the top of the thread. And Zuckerberg is not helping me. Betty, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of work. All right. Because I need to find the very beginning of the conversation, because that's where the whole, I believe that's where the whole boycott thing is. There were a bunch of other things wrong with this goddamn group as well that I've seen a couple of them. But it's like, This shit is loading not even a page at a time. So it was one day. Yeah, this is loading not. Why the fuck is it loading like that? All of these. This is weird. Let me see something. Because of all of these daggone messages that I have, there's no way that I should see this few of them. Where are we at? Folders, waves. And now, all right, it's not there. It's not there. It's not there. I see what's happening. All right, let's see if we can do this. Facebook stuff. Throw it in here. And then extract here. All right. And I'm still scrolling as I do that because who knows? For some reason, for some reason, it's not showing the vast majority of my actual messages, which I don't understand. All right, I'm closer. I've reached a statement where she says, I literally know nothing about you because all we do is debate about the group. So that leads me to believe that I'm about to get to some group debating.
I don't think so.
No, I mean, that's what she said. So I'm going to have to,
right.
And not in the joke way. Like, not, that's what she said. No, like literally, that's what she said. Diddy said, what are you looking for again? So there was this group that popped up shortly after the George Floyd thing happened, about black people being mad about how we're treated here in the country. And the stated goal, at least one of the stated goals, was organizing for some type of change. But they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And
how dare you?
I ended up, like I said, somehow through some stroke of luck or whatever, I ended up talking to some of the higher ups in the group. And yeah,
We're always getting involved.
I mean, I don't be wanting to. Like I rarely ever be wanting to.
It just be happening that way.
Sometimes, my guy, sometimes. And Facebook, Zuck, I need you to do better.
Oh,
this.
Please. You're wasting your
shit.
Bro, no, he ain't doing shit.
It's and like we would have argument, like sometimes we would have an argument. Like on my old profile, I don't know if it's still there. Mm-hmm. At one point I had my phone number on my Facebook profile. Mm-hmm. And she's like, why you got your phone number on your profile? Because I don't care back then. And she's like, what if I just call your phone? Like, if you're playing around on my phone, I would block you.
Right. Like,
it's really that simple.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
She's like, you can't block the whole world. The whole world's never going to call me.
And I challenge that. Like, fuck is you talking about? Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, I'm challenging that.
Yeah.
So
So
you're saying there's a chance.
nigga, yeah, because I mean, if you want to play that game, I can just block every person that tries to contact me that I don't know.
Remember when I was telling you about that damn water bottle?
Which one? This one?
You see this
Or this
shit?
one?
No. You don't see the one that I'm sharing?
Oh no, I can't change. I'm still scrolling. I can't change.
Damn.
Yeah, I can't change.
I don't know if the people can see it, but I
Nah,
don't know
they
why
can't
this
see it.
did this. I don't know why it did that, but it did.
Oh, it bowed in.
Yo, this shit look crazy, isn't it?
I've never seen what you're describing before in my life.
Yo, like craziness. I have never in a rock means ever. Like I'm gonna send this over to WhatsApp.
Yeah, because I've never seen what you're describing before. I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine what you're saying, but
That's a crumbled up piece of paper and shit. Like,
no.
yo, what the fuck, yo?
For the people, if they could,
Yo, what the
so
fuck?
difficult to see. But this shit is wild. That is a 5-gallon water bottle,
Nigga.
water jug. The ones that you put on the water dispensers.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see because of all the highlights, but it is.
It shouldn't be this way.
It's balled up like
yo, like
yo. What the fuck? How did you know?
I put it on there. It was
You
fine. Came
No,
back to,
yo, you did something wrong.
listen. While it is true, I am almost all powerful. Trying to crumble one full of
you do
my bare hands.
Look at this shit, people.
Yo, I don't know how it happened, yo.
What the fuck did you do, bro?
I don't know how it happened, bro. I noticed it last night. Like I said, Yetta, you see that? She's like, how did that happen? I was like, I don't know. It was fine. Siobhan was sitting right up there on top there. What about my business? Got some water. It was fine. Later that night, it was that. Like, what the fuck?
What is wrong with you? Like, how did you do this wrong?
Listen, I do.
This girl said this is a feat.
I am the only one that puts the water on top of there.
I've never seen. Listen, I've worked with my company for 20 years down there. Matter of fact, 18 years this year.
Right.
I've worked in the same office. As far as being stationed, I've been stationed in the same downtown office. There are, let me see, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 water dispensers that take the 5-gallon joint throughout our offices. We got 13 satellite offices. Each of them has 1 or 2 of these motherfuckers. You can imagine that's a lot of water over 18 years.
Yeah. I
have never, and the rock means ever, seen the bullshit that you managed to accomplish in that air picture.
It looked like the Hulk was drinking a bottle and shit with one hand and got finished of it and then crushed it.
How did you manage?
Yo, I am curious now to see if the other bottles do the same. We've had this thing for a little while now, and for at least a couple of months. Like, it's never happened before. But we also bought this from a different place, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. Maybe the quality of their plastic is, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Oh no!
This girl said, did the temperature suddenly change?
Well, I don't think so.
No.
So we keep.
But wait, when he says suddenly, he means suddenly, not like one day to the next day. No, like a sudden drastic change.
Listen, if it did, I wasn't here for it because we try to keep the place a certain temperature because the chinchilla can't be in a lot of heat, right? So we keep it a certain temperature down here. Try to anyway. There hasn't, to my knowledge, been any extreme temperature shift like Iceman just walked in the room.
Right.
This shit. Ain't none of that's been happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my control over entropy aside,
there is no way that a vacuum should have formed inside of the goddamn water bottle. That should not have happened. Again, I have never seen that happen in my entire life. Matter of fact, even before
said
I
the
started
chinchilla
working,
left the door open when it was -3.
Like even when before I started working for this company that 18 years ago, the church I was going to and schools that I've been going to had these goddamn water coolers, and I ain't never seen no shit like that. I didn't even know that was possible.
Yo, me either. And then what I'm about to do, I'm about to put this picture in one of them chat models and see if it can extrapolate.
Bruh. Because what is happening right now?
I have a science GPT. So I made, right? So I'm about to put it in there and see what happens because that shit is crazy, bro. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Give me a scientific explanation for what you see in this picture. Because I don't know, bro. So it says, this image shows a large plastic water container that has been severely deformed due to what appears to be a vacuum effect.
I know that part.
The top part of the bottle is dramatically crumbled inward, while the bottom portion retains its shape, likely because of the water inside providing structural resistance. Scientific explanation. The deformation is due to the principles of air pressure and vacuum effects. Here's a breakdown of what likely happened. 1. Original state. The bottle was initially filled with water and sealed, containing both liquid and some air at normal atmospheric pressure. 2. Pressure change. If the water was dispensed or removed while the bottle was sealed or had a restricted air entry, such as being placed upside down in a dispenser, the internal air volume decreased. If the bottle was exposed to a rapid temperature drop, which is what you suggested before, the air inside contracted, vacuum formation. When the air inside the bottle is removed or its pressure is lowered without being replaced by external air, the external atmospheric pressure, crushes the bottle. This effect is similar to the classic experiment where a heated can is sealed and then cooled rapidly, causing it to collapse due to the pressure difference.
Yeah, we get that part. But that's not what happened.
Material properties. The plastic bottle is flexible, allowing for it to crumble. See, I've never seen one of those that's so flexible that it can crumble like that.
No.
I've never seen, right?
Yo, you should have heard an implosion.
Yeah, and I didn't. Or I wasn't here.
I mean, sure.
Like, I should have heard something.
There should have been an audible. Yeah, there should have been an audible receipt.
Something.
Clearly, I don't know.
Possible scenarios for this effect.
Or you did this.
I did nothing. I did what I always do. I put it on top of the dispenser. What about my business? That's it. Look, it says possible scenarios for this effect. The bottle was used in a water dispenser where water was drained without proper air replacement. The bottle was tightly sealed and stored in a cold environment, then brought into a warmer one, causing internal air contraction. Or it was exposed to a vacuum or suction force during water dispensing. Conclusion. This is a
How
clear...
would that third one even happen?
That's a good question. Because the one that sounds the most plausible is stored in a cold environment, brought to a warmer one, I guess. but it's not super warm in here, so no. But maybe it doesn't have to be. If it's super cold outside, then this would be infinitely warmer than -3 degrees outside, right? So it says the conclusion, this is a clear case of implosion due to external atmospheric pressure overcoming internal air pressure, demonstrating fundamental gas laws and material behavior under pressure changes. This quote says the air inlet to the bottle within the dispenser could have been clogged, not letting air back in. It also says if you don't hear a glug, glug, glug and see bubbles after dispensing, you might have a problem, especially if the dispenser has an electronic pump to it. It's still a mystery.
Clearly.
I'm gonna see. All right. So here are some possibilities, some fun possibilities. Gravitational anomaly. The bottle was exposed to a localized gravity distortion where an intense gravitational force briefly pulled inward on the plastic, but not the water. This could be caused by an experiment with artificial gravity or, peep this, a miniature black hole, or the side effects of a malfunctioning warp drive. Perhaps a ship traveling through hyperspace experienced a gravitational eddy and then momentarily compressed flexible materials but left dense materials like water unaffected. Here's another one. Temporal compression. If time inside the bottle moved faster than the time outside, the air inside might have rapidly expanded and contracted as it experienced time differently, causing the implosion. Alternately, a brief time dilation effect could have removed air molecules, leaving a vacuum behind when normal time resumed. Nanobot harvesting. The bottle was attacked by microscopic nanobots programmed to remove oxygen or air molecules from enclosed environments. These machines could have been harvesting gases to power a microscopic reactor, causing the vacuum effect. Or maybe the nanobots were designed for a terraforming experiment and accidentally targeted the bottle. Alien parasite effect. An invisible alien life form feeds on certain gases in the atmosphere. This creature infiltrated the bottle and consumed all the available air, creating a pressure imbalance that collapsed the plastic. Perhaps a quantum vacuum collapse. A minor fluctuation in quantum reality caused a temporary vacuum bubble to form inside the bottle. When it dissipated, external pressure crushed the plastic, but the water mass prevented total collapse. I find these to be far more interesting than the others.
Yes, but I promise you none of those is what happened.
You don't.
I can't guarantee it. There is a non-zero chance. However.
Oh, bro. What about this one? This has to be non-zero, right? Dark energy leak. A tiny leak of dark energy occurred inside the bottle, causing a temporary distortion in local space-time. This resulted in the rapid extraction of pressure, making the plastic collapse. Dimensional rift side effects. The bottle was briefly connected to a parallel dimension where atmospheric pressure is much lower, leading to a sudden internal vacuum. Or if someone in another universe is pulling air from this side, are they testing a new interdimensional travel device?
Yeah, again. I'm not sure that.
One of the reasons I built that science advisor GPT was for that very thing.
Right.
So if I come up with a concept, right, for the comic book, right, and I want some sort of science-esque explanation for it, especially for Gray, because Gray's supposed to be the genius, I say, this is the concept. Give me a scientific explanation for it. So Discord says a large fraction of the air passed through a micro wormhole, leaving a pressure gradient. Did you find that thing you was looking for?
Yeah, I got to the top of that chat and it led me to the name of the group joint. So I found the group joint. Not the group chat.
Group joint. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I had joint that and I don't know. I had messaged somebody. No, this is what I was doing. I was on some divide and conquer type shit, right?
Ass.
Not on purpose. It's just I had seen some bullshit happening, and I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna leave immediately.
Right.
I'm gonna just go.
I remember this too. I remember. The more you
I'm
talk
gonna
about this, the
scope
more I
out.
remember the shit.
I'm gonna scope out and see what's happening with everybody. See what's going on. Because clearly there has to be some people here have good intentions and
Oh yeah,
good
of course.
sense. No, and good sense.
Oh,
that's why I
I
said
don't
some.
know about that part.
That's why I said some. So out of 1 million people, you got to have 7. So
2.
So every time I found somebody who seemed like they was on some good shit, I messaged them or I sent a friend request or something.
Right.
So eventually I made the group. Well, I didn't create the group. Somebody else created the group.
Okay.
Group chat. So somebody's like, I'm excited. Somebody's like, hey, say I'm excited. Me too. Yay. Hello, everybody. Let's legit make this the best black group out there. I'm all for it and I'm ready. I'm with it. Where would you quit? This is me. I'm trying to facilitate shit.
Okay.
Because y'all, it's cool to socialize, but I ain't that social. So
it's very true.
So I said, all right, where would you queens like to start? Because it was nothing but women other than me. Shut up. So, damn, I don't remember a time where this was not a feature. Apparently, this was shortly after we were able to directly reply to Facebook messages, like reply to the message.
Right.
Something say, if you know of anyone else that would be beneficial to help us, then feel free to add them. Somebody asked me where I would like to start. I said, should we have a limit of people for the brain trust? Somebody said, well, I've been in large groups before. It's beneficial to have 2 groups. One is the main group and one that's strictly for the admins. I said, that's where I wanted to start. Who else has admin experience? So this group was supposed to be brainstorming for an idea to get a potential rival group, not rival in that way, but a group that was actually supposed to be doing what the fuck
he claimed that they was supposed to be. Yeah.
We got so far as to making the brain trust group, but and Tim, I invited Tim to the group. Sis was in the group. And this shit just went nowhere.
Of course.
These motherfuckers just stopped doing anything. What the fuck? Yeah. So that eventually led to me just talking to the one girl one-on-one. So she says, I know this is a collaborative effort, but it seems to me, Sean, some nigga that somebody, one of those people added to the group, Sean is focused on his own personal mission, derails, and that may be an issue down the road. Just my personal opinion, although I know he's trying to be helpful. I said, I agree. I'm going to try to get through to him one more time. She says, cool. Talking to, name redacted. She says she may try talking to him as well. I told her, please do. I'm a business person, so I make tough decisions all the time. It's not always the most liked one, but it's the one I feel is necessary to protect the team effort. He's emotional and we have to be strategic and logical. I want to help out as much as I can and let you guys lead the effort, but I see it a mile away. He will be an issue. Oh, so for context, she out of the group chat, she was the only person that didn't leave the other group because she was actually an admin on the other group.
Oh, I remember that.
The rest of the motherfuckers was like members, and 1 or 2 of them might have been a mod. But she was actually an admin. Like she was actually.
I remember that.
She was actually next to the niggas.
The more you talk about this, the more I'm back at that very same point in time.
So I see the mile away he'll be issue. I said I have a small production company. I have to put foot in ass of my partners sometimes. I completely understand. She said, hopefully he focuses. I don't see it, but I've been wrong before. But if not, you guys will have to release him. Strong foundation is fundamental. Absolutely. I'm certain that I can't be on board with him. Typo. I just don't know which word I typed wrong. The only thing he's shown me so far is that he can't focus. She said, correct. That's why I asked about myself flat out in the group. Like, do y'all think it's a conflict of interest? As I don't want anybody giving me the side eye or feel like I can't be trusted because I'm trying to help guide the lost ship. That's also why when you ask, could I add him? I'm like, nope, he's not about to be on my page. Fair enough. I said, that's exactly why I asked others to add him. But yeah, anybody who feels the other group is the enemy is taking things a bit too far. Like I said, the owner has no idea what he's talking about on a couple things, but at the end of the day, his intentions seem pure, and I believe we want most of the same things. She said, I agree. Like I said, Calvin was battle rapping. This is unfamiliar territory to him too. I just don't want to turn my back. If I can at least sit at the table and help change, I'm not even a mud in this group, as my skill set is more conducive elsewhere. But I will say they need help. It's obvious. My thing is when I see someone misguided, I won't turn my back on you. I'm going to help you get it right. I said, that's admirable. I used to be like that. I said, I used to be like that. I'm admittedly a bit jaded these days. She says, who I am, people piss me off to oblivion, but it's my purpose, and I'm okay with that. I refuse to let the world change me. I'd rather change the world, sounding all optimistic and shit. So this was one of the things that popped up in the group, the big group. And I sent her a screenshot. I said, sis, how is this getting worse? So it says, and it's a graphic. It ain't just like a post. Right. No, they put a little background, little logo and shit. The Blackout Coalition, effective immediately and indefinitely, hashtag Blackout Weekends. From 5 p.m. Friday to 5 p.m. Saturday, no spending. And then on Saturday nights, we will continue to intentionally spend our dollar with Black businesses. We will continue to blackout weekends every week until the powers that be draft up a treaty with people of African descent in America that is adequate restitution and restoration for the centuries of institutionalized and systemic oppression, dehumanization, and terrorism that we have endured in this land. Shut your dumb ass up. That is not how any of this works. So what I sent her that. She sent me laughing emojis. She said, what you mean? I said, this is an even worse plan of action. Did the goals change and I missed it or something? She said, we had a long meeting Saturday. I believe this is just to keep momentum and not to lose any energy.
Mr. Momentum have left the building.
As we're working on the directory and boots on the ground phase, it's just to kind of keep people engaged while we iron out the next step. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Stupid though.
Like, it's ineffectual.
Yeah,
it's not going to put a dent in your goal.
No,
but if it's like it's kind of like a shepherd thing. Like,
oh my God,
listen, but you know I'm right. If you can get the people to do a thing and continuously do it, and you feed them, then it will help them to continue on the.
This is why I hate man. This is why I hate man management.
Yes,
this is why I hate it, because as much as I recognize that, yeah, it sounds so ugly.
It sounds terrible.
If some of you could be in meetings with your supervisors and the managers,
nigga, and hear the things they say,
jeez, I was a supervisor and a manager. I was and I came from off the floor as an employee. And got moved into that position. And I'm here to tell you, bro, the first meeting was eye-opening.
Nigga, I ain't never been in charge of nobody, but the last 10 years that I've been working for this company, I've worked really closely with the vice presidents. And nigga, the shit that I hear, woo! So I said, but this should not be necessary. There is a way to organize an actual boycott that is not only a chance to succeed, but that we can actually know how it's if it's doing something. This is misleading and damn near lying to the people. She said, my foot just got in the door. I'm trying.
What you want me to do, man?
And that's facts, right? Because I didn't have a line to him.
Right.
Part of it probably felt to her like I was coming at her.
Yep.
But it's like, I can only talk to you. You're the only person I have.
That's true.
She said they're now starting to
I only got but so much power, man.
I get it. She said they're only now starting to realize who I am and what I do. So it's a process. I said, I know. I feel like I need to share the issues with these plans and an alternative that actually has a chance of working with you, because you are the closest I'll ever get to talking to him.
Right.
She said
you did attempt to say things to him in the group before.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
She said they're not that bad. They're just misguided. I said that's effectively the same thing though.
Yeah, because the result. See, again, I have to say results.
Yes.
Regardless of whatever your intent was or whatever, at the end of the day, all we have to judge that off of is results, right?
Yeah.
So listen, sometimes the worst motherfuckers accidentally stumble into something that works, not because their intention was to help anybody else. It just so happened that the conditions on the ground and this was aligned in some way and it fixed something.
Yeah.
This is when people who didn't vote for Orange Julius say that their hope is that somehow he fucks around and something gets fixed.
Right.
The problem, of course, with that is the intentional bullshit that is being attempted is not intended to help anybody but Orange Julius. So the odds of it, the way he tried to expand, though, the dude we're talking about in the group that's running the group, the way he tried to expand all that other shit, like, bro, that y'all don't even have the mechanisms to even make that 1% of that.
Nope.
Y'all don't have access. Don't, bro. There's little. We saw Ta-Nehisi Coates and a few other motherfuckers that have names and degrees and intellect and access get up there in front of Congress and try to talk to these numb motherfuckers about these very things. And because they knew that the evidence was on Ta-Nehisi's side, it's not a matter of whether or not you're right. It's a matter of whether or not they want to do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
If they don't want to do it, and you don't have physical might to make them do it. You got to remember how this place started.
Yeah.
This place started by taking somebody else's shit. So if you can't put blood in their mouth, if it's something they don't want to do, they're not going to do it.
So I said, I don't know anything about them. I'm not judging them personally. I'm just talking about the plan.
Right. The plan sucks.
She said, because the group grew so fast and that quick, we got a lot of growing pains to go through. I said, it's extremely disingenuous of them to put this as some big win because they had a lot of people who are just blindly following them.
Oh, remember when they did this shit? They tried to use some bullshit article to prove that they had an effect. Fuck out of here, nigga. No.
Unfortunately, people feel unheard because it's like 30 months to almost 2 million people. I said, people being heard is really a secondary issue right now. She said, I agree. People are definitely following blindly, not doing their own research. I said, not one person has been able to show and explain any proof of how Tuesday works. So what Tuesday was the first they tried to do, because that's what the initial thing was. Instead of the weekends, it was going to be Tuesdays on Tuesday. Because I'm sorry. So I said earlier already, the initial thing was one a week, one a day, blah, 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 blah. Once they changed from that, because enough people got through to them, I guess, they was like, all right, so we're going to do Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, don't spend no money. And it's like, no, this is still wrong.
Yeah.
So I was like, not one person has been able to show and explain any proof of how Tuesdays work.
By the way, it is essentially useless. So y'all need to stop doing this Stop telling people to do their research before you know whether or not they know how to research.
You're right. Yeah.
No.
When I said nobody showed proof, she said it's hard to quantify that on any level, honestly. The stock market shit was inaccurate. Regarding the post you just mentioned, she said the stock market shit was inaccurate, and most places wouldn't attribute it to the blackout.
No.
Especially because historically Tuesdays are slow anyway. I said there's no way to prove it with the method used.
No.
Forget about any information we gather. The method used is not going to work.
Right.
She said for something like this to hurt, we need longevity. I said that's a part of it. It's impossible to boycott the entire country at once. She said this random day shit ain't it, as people would just buy the other days. I said, I know. It's also impossible to see if people are actually participating. One day never stood a chance, not only because of people just spending it on days around that day, but how much do you spend on a day-to-day basis?
Exactly. Because I don't always go to the store spending no motherfucking money. No,
right.
Yeah, like
not how much do you spend average on the day,
right?
How much on an individual day do you spend? The best plan of action is to pick one company, just one.
Just one.
We spend no money with them for a month.
Yeah. She
said, yet it has to be done on a micro level. Listen, we want this policy change. Listen, we need this policy change. No change, cool. We'll do this and this. I said the first one is just to put fear.
Yeah. That's all.
The only thing.
That's all.
This the first one,
they may not have done anything wrong. It doesn't matter.
Right.
They're
it
the
doesn't
example.
Matter.
I was saying that's what I was telling sis.
So she said, as of now, I've heard of no specific policy changes, although I can think of a few that need to be changed. And to me saying the first one is about fear, she said, I agree. I said, then we pick a goal for the next company we choose, a specific one that we want that is within the scope of what that company's leaders can actually help accomplish. The second one lasts still minimum 1 month, but longer if we need. That's the best way to be able to see progress. It's easy to look up one company's financials.
Right.
It's similar to the thing that's happening with the now Washington Commanders.
Right.
Their sponsors basically boycotted them with one specific goal in mind. They got results within a couple weeks. Then this nigga, I happened to see this nigga post something on his was it Instagram? No, he shared the Instagram post in the group, and the cover of it says "The Jew, a Negro."
Oh my God, what is he doing?
What is he doing?
What is he doing?
And I said that to her, and I said, "This is a shit show." She said, "Let me go look."
That guy had his own personal demons that he was using that group. What the fuck are you doing?
I said, check the one where he posts quotes from Henry Ford too. People are leaving left and right.
He posted Henry Ford.
She said, we having a meeting Saturday. I said, okay. She said, I'm gonna check that shit out. She said, damn, I'm looking at these comments. I said, he doesn't know what he's doing. No. And the people who are either easily distracted or just as clueless as him will just galvanize this cult.
That's right.
The momentum
That's
is
right.
She said, I'm watching his live. I'm sure he's losing people by the hundreds. Blackout Tuesday should have remained Blackout Tuesday as opposed to the weekend thing. And he should stay off of live with his shit. He's going too far and he sounds crazy. Nobody, this is her. This is not me saying this. Yeah. This is her.
No, that's only you thinking that.
She says, nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about. And he should leave all of this religion shit alone because
yes,
old Jews and all that.
Yes,
I knew this was going to start happening. She said, focus on the mission. I said, religion has nothing to do with what the original goal was. She said, I mean, I'm an atheist, so all that shit is meant to me anyway. I've been this way forever. Most people just never know because I'm generally a good person. I said, no. I said, 3 of my business partners are atheists.
Facts.
I'm a Christian. People from either side generally don't know because our beliefs don't distract from what it is we are doing.
That's it, bro. Like, yo, what are you? Woo! This nigga.
She said, you're right. It's irrelevant in most conversations as my ethics, morals, and who I am have nothing to do with my beliefs or lack thereof. I said, absolutely. She said, I'm wondering if I should bring this up to the chicks I'm cool with. Calvin is tripping. I said, this is the real him? She said, yeah. I said, I don't blame you. She said, then she comes back to me. Calvin lost his shit. He gonna lose people before he had a chance to really gain them. I said, some are going to be loyal to him because they think like him.
Yeah, facts. Because
She
you'll
said
find that a lot in our community. So
Mhm.
that's yeah.
She said people who follow anyone blindly is dumb. So yeah. She said
Yeah. So you said people. See, you really didn't have to say anything else after you said people.
So she created some rules list for the group because at prior to that it was almost the Wild Wild West type thing. So she created a rules list. They posted it. I said, I believe I saw it. From what I remember, it's a decent start. And then she asked me what was going on with the other group. I said, I don't have no idea. I stopped. Yeah, because that's not
because it's offensive to waste one's time,
bruh. Like that wasn't
like,
that wasn't what this was. I wasn't even supposed to be in charge. So no, I stopped. She said it's not like people could post anyway. You silenced everyone. I said no. Nobody was actually giving any ideas before I made the group. People were putting ideas in the group chat, she said. I said, not really. It always devolved into either hate for the other group or your boy going off on one of his tangents.
Yeah. So
she said,
basically not functioning.
No, she said, that's true. It was hard getting less than a dozen people to be cooperative. Imagine 30 admins of 1.8 million people. They're starting to trust me, though, and I'm actually bringing forth ideas to Calvin directly. We sat on the Zoom for almost an hour a day, exchanging ideas and talking. That's why I say, if you know something or want to see something, let me know. We all trying to figure this out together. I said, it's not that hard. Everybody just has to be focused and have a common goal. You already know what I want. Stop misleading the gullible people and stop letting such divisive things in the group.
That's pretty simple.
Two things.
There's a third too. You have to be who our ancestors were, and you niggas not. And you niggas ran around here with these dumbass shirts and dumbass posters about I ain't my ancestors. You sure as fuck not. You're not. They was willing to sacrifice, feel some pain.
And the problem with that is when it was instant, like right after the shit happened, you had more people feeling that way.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, that's the next thing she says. She responds to that. She says, absolutely. I think now the emotion behind it died down, so it's less interesting.
That's it.
You figure everybody was amped up at the time because of things going on.
Right.
But as time goes on, people kind of return back to their regular lives. Absolutely. And to me telling them to stop misleading gullible people and stop letting a bunch of divisive shit in the group. She said, yeah, trying to get him to not touch on religion. We was laughing about his stuff today. I said, yeah, you got to chill. You was pissing people off left and right. He was like, I know.
Yo, what happened is you had a megalomaniac with charisma.
Mm-hmm.
The worst. Y'all about to see. Megalomaniac with charisma, and once the power went to his head, this became about his personal demons.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this became about. And he could not separate, obviously, his personal issues. Because listen, bro, all of us got them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All of us got them. But, I mean, hell, I don't even deal with my demons anymore. I deal with my demons. That's what I'm dealing with, right? And everybody got them. The point is being able to separate the overall mission with the shit you want to see personally. That's the whole thing. And because everybody's not going to agree with your personal vision of how shit happens. So if we started this thing because all of us agreed that this shit here is wrong and we want to change this. And then you start interjecting all these other things that the group had not talked about. This is not what incentivized them to join. And you're adding all these things in. Now you're going to start having problems.
Right.
You're going to start having problems. You're going to start having little sleeper cells like the ones you started and shit coming around. The same shit you going to have, bro. Like,
yo, then a bunch, I started, the group started going to shit. Not him.
The group.
First it was him. Yeah.
He let it in. He let the shit in.
So this shit, trigger warning before I read this shit.
Okay.
And I can't even read all of it. Like, trigger warning. So this conversation happened. And it might not even be in order, but it's just what I can see. So there was a prior conversation, and it started before this, but these are the screenshots that somebody took. There was a lady who made the post, feeling the D pulsate in you when he comes inside of you.
Oh, yo, come on. What are they doing?
Now, that post wasn't in the group, but a guy posted that in response to a woman, and she responded to this and said, "I'm okay. I don't like being harassed by older men with sexual content." He says, "We know you're a traitor to black people." So she says, I don't associate with black men who sexually harass teens. I'll make sure to post it in the Black Coalition as well. He said, "If you're old enough to serve the military, you're old enough for me to fuck."
Oh, what is
She says, "I live overseas by myself. They live in the States." And then she responded to him and she said, "That's fucking gross." He then says, directly responding to her, "So when she's dead and he's in the mental hospital because he lost his mind over some game playing woman who lost because she couldn't conquer the game she played, but it's all black men's fault if she fall victim because we're supposed to protect y'all. Please make it make sense." So an admin had seen all this shit and grouped it together and made a post in the fucking group. No, you don't put the screenshots in a new post. But the caption was, "This is totally unacceptable. To have a young lady reach out to me for help with this is heartbreaking. Hold him accountable." Sure. However, you didn't need the fucking transcripts in order to post it. So I said to her, "Get your people." She said, "I'm just over here trying to play chess." I said, "Yeah, but why is this post still up?" She said, "Because an admin made it." I said, "It's getting worse." And then the next post that I saw was the nigga said, a different person, "If you can't see that there's an agenda to wipe black men out of the picture while simultaneously uplifting black women, you are," and I can't see the rest. It says see more, but the very first comment of somebody like, "Why the fuck did this even get approved?"
You know, what's fucked up is this happened like 4-5 years ago, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how normalized
Nigga,
that sentiment became in 4 to 5 years.
That was August of 2020.
Nigga, let me tell you something. I just want people to know that the shit that we deem ridiculous, if it's spread by the right people, if it gets access to certain avenues, as much as we might think, "Oh, this will never catch on," everything will catch on. Yeah. Anything and everything can catch on. The dumbest shit, the shit that's the least factual shit.
Yeah.
The stuff that's so, you think in your mind is so absurd, no one in their right mind could possibly accept this. And that's when something, the lights should click on in your head. Humans are not in their right mind.
Nigga. Now, mind you, those posts were the same day. Right? Same day. Right. Next post. If Black Lives Matter, why so many people shoot each other on the weekend?
Oh my goodness. Here we go with this. Oh my.
I commented on that one.
Hey, if white lives matter, why is Putin killing Ukrainians? Y'all niggas gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop.
I commented on that one. I said, I am now convinced that y'all are holding a dumbest post competition today. Admins are continuing to post. This next post, again, same day. Hashtag let's talk. What is considered a ghetto name? Why is that even a thing in our community? Sure, when nothing else is going on, have that conversation.
Yeah, for real.
Have that conversation. When those last few posts that I just read are in your damn group right now,
yeah,
this ain't the time.
Oh my guy.
I said, please don't take this as me putting any blame on you. You just kind of on the inside are the best source of info I have. She said, I'm a screenshot it and send it to the person who posted it. Because that was an admin.
Right.
She said, I'm a screenshot it and send it to her and ask why. I don't take it as a blow at all. You see how I do this shit and resolve shit in the buy black group. I delete shit, lock shit, block people, and get cursed out. I said, absolutely. I said, I know you be on your shit.
Right.
I'm about to make a long post to see if it gets approved. She said, absolutely seems my tolerance to be at 2. Sometimes my tolerance be at 2 when it comes to these quote adults. I said, I don't blame you. I don't think my post will go through. I use the word stupid. So
you called them what they were. Like, you can't be calling people what they are. Shit. You're dumb. You're fucking dumb. Like, holy shit. Yo, Discord, exactly. People are spreading flat earth. This section. Stop underestimating how stupid humans could be. We are probably the only show that puts humans in their proper classification. Every other show plays games. They do. They play that, well, the American people are really smart type shit.
Right.
We don't do that here. We're going to tell you exactly. Yes, I know what people think. Well, if humans were so dumb, how do we build all this stuff? You are under the assumption that the majority of us had anything to do with building that stuff.
Right.
We're outliers. These are the few that drag the rest of us along.
Right.
None of us, most of us, do not know why this does what it does. This phone. We don't know why it does what it does. We just know that it does. And stop thinking because you can operate it. That is means the same thing as you knowing why it works.
Those are 2 different jobs.
2 different jobs.
2 different occupations.
Yeah.
That you can go to school and study.
Thanks.
But so a couple days later, one of the admins made a post. Round of applause to the admins, moderators, and volunteers. So I said, now they're patting themselves on the back. What the fuck?
Apparently.
She says, not her. She said, Mimi honestly is the one that holds a lot of the shit together on the back end. So honestly, you probably don't even read the comments. I said, it's a weird flex to be shouting out the admins after all the shit. I said, what's the goal again? She said, the economic empowerment and education of us. I said, and what happens to the boycotts? She said, not justifying it, but we literally sat there brainstorming, trying to figure out the best course of action for something as I explained to her why something was not going to work. She sat there like, you know what, you're right. Right now, our focus is the directory and the merch and the march coming up in DC. We have to get the directory stabilized, and the march in DC is the 28th. I said, that's underrated. People often get upset when you don't offer a solution, but it's just as important to know what won't work. I feel like these are developments that a group should be made privy to, especially given the name of the group and what probably got most of the members to join. By the way, the name of it was the Blackout Coalition. So you said, you put out an official memo, all graphicked up, talk about from now on, we're going to do on weekdays, weekends, and blah, blah, this. And then that shit just stopped, and there was no direction of what was happening.
So basically, the inmates start running the asylum. And you know, the moment you let somebody post some absurd bullshit, you have opened the gates for other people to post absurd bullshit.
Yep. So she sent me a screenshot of her talking to the admin team and them slowly listening to her. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, that's for you. You are doing what's right. I'm not arguing with what you're doing. That's not the issue. I said the only issue I see is planning big is great. Ideally. But little shit should often take priority. There are so many benefits from building from the ground up
and little victories,
grand ideas.
Little victories incentivize people to work towards bigger.
And absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see. Was there another?
Yeah, what it does is it begins to reinforce ideas I have about like people in general and the best way to manage people. y'all aren't good at the shit y'all say y'all think humans need. Y'all not good at that.
Right.
It's just not like this very, very Enlightenment age idea about a certain amount of freedom that people should have. Motherfuckers is not gonna like this. Humans are irresponsible with that. They really are. Sheep need a shepherd. Y'all motherfuckers have proven and shown what happens when you give you just a bit more than you should be able to handle. You go off the rails. And what the end result winds up is bad for everybody. It's bad for everybody. Even the people that's not doing what you're doing. It's bad for them.
Yep.
The idea that y'all can't figure this part out. Y'all can't figure out the part that why should you care if your fellow citizen is hungry, homeless, sick, whatever? Why should you? Some of you are questioning why. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Are you stupid or are you dumb?
Both.
If you are a super wealthy motherfucker, you should want for the people that aren't super wealthy to have these things. Why? Because do you really want to live in a society where you're surrounded by sick, stupid, broke people?
Right.
No!
It's not helpful. It's not helpful. All right, so a couple of weeks later, she's like, if you have anything not hateful that you want approved that at least mildly goes with the theme, please let me know. Other than that, she said, other than that, I'm staying the fuck away. I said, I've been largely staying away too. She said, yeah, I mean, I know the issue started with the group, but you know, I do web design, graphic design, most things tech.
See, listen, the moment somebody start throwing their resume out there, it's an exit. Like, we can do something.
Throwing out ideas, trying to pivot stuff. My notifications going off literally every 5 seconds. I said, I'm sure it's a lot going on over there. She said, we're making progress. First of all, that 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. shit is over, and it's still too much, so we're cutting down the time. Also, no one will be allowed to spam in the comments how they did before. If they do, they get muted. And lastly, we're not approving shit that don't align with our goals. It's not our mission. It's a no. Super limiting political stuff as well. That group ain't going to be the Wild Out West no more. I said, I only wonder how many people it's too late for.
Yeah, who are going to now think that they had a right to do that, and you stopping it. This is the equivalent of what they say about people who have had a certain amount of privilege for so long that when you make things fair, that feels like you're to them that you're taking something from them.
Yeah,
like these motherfuckers thought they had the right, to get up in there and take big dumps on the comment sections, on the page in general. And if you let it go too long, they think, no, we're supposed to do this here. And then when you stop them from doing that, they like, right, you're being repressive. Yeah, like, bro, like, no.
So she said, this can't keep happening. We need order. Things will be changing within the coming weeks. I said, yeah. She said, do you still talk to the others? I said, nope.
For what? About what? What we talking about?
She said, so what you saying is I'm cool? I say, well, yeah, but they don't hit me up. I did enough trying to get them to talk.
Yeah, that's enough of that trying shit. Trying, never, look, like Homer Simpson said, with the lesson here, never try. Like, listen, that's a sad, that story is sad for so many reasons, because do you realize how hard it is to galvanize that amount of people around something? Like, this is something. By
the time I left the group, it was over 2 million people.
Yeah, that is very difficult, and that's why when I see people that have managed to do it, I only assume certain things. There was something very emotionally charged that had people up on it at the time, or somebody is appealing to something very stupid that is also very human. Like, this is what you see with these streamers that manage to get millions of people following them all the time, and they become millionaires off doing very stupid things, like Aiden Ross and people like that. Like, they're appealing to an intrinsic part of humanity. They call it, the scientific term for it is the stupid.
Yeah.
When you appeal to the stupid, people, and this is the problem I've always had. From the moment I tried to attain an audience for something I was doing, I refuse to use the stupid because it annoys me. And I don't want that. I don't want that stink on me. But that is what sells. The stupid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So to finish this part up, so I went back into the group.
Okay.
I looked back into the group and I saw something, and I immediately went back into the inbox. Hey, so charging to guarantee post approval was the decision?
Wow.
She said people already try to pay for it. I said, okay, I think I'm just gonna be done with the group at this point.
I think I'm bowing out now. I'm just gonna.
We're cutting. She said we're cutting the time slots way down so we don't continue to get backed up. So you don't have to pay. So you don't have to pay to post. I said, yeah, you told me. She said if you make the time slot, your post should be approved if it aligns. I said, what's the money going towards?
This is the question.
I said, I'm good. She said the money is going towards us building. Like we have a few things that we're building towards. Blackout Friday instead of Blackout Tuesday. A black subscription box. Shit costs. I said, what does Blackout Friday entail? She said, she said directing dollars towards black businesses, not Walmart's and Amazon's like usual. I said, okay. She said, you still sound meh. I said, I'm completely over it.
Yeah.
There were so many people saying this whole thing was a plot to get money from the jump. As time goes on, I keep losing arguments against that theory. She asked me a series of questions. I don't remember. I'm not about to play them because that's going to take too long. Right. But I said I will respond to one of these at a time. I said to your first message, there is no transparency. That's the issue. Having black people pay for guaranteed promotion means what exactly? Who determines who gets through for free?
Right.
How is this taking money from white people? You do that by boycotting, not haphazardly, but with a specialized plan. I said to your second message, when did that become the goal? Again, transparency. Are y'all doing things people ask for? That's the best way to raise funds.
Yeah.
And by best, I'm including least controversial.
Yeah.
I know I don't see everything, but where are the posts telling people these ideas and the updates on things that were mentioned? Something other than King Calvin running off at the mouth.
King Calvin.
Because he's a very polarizing character from what I've seen in the group. Even in the video I was watching, he kept bringing up spirituality and, quote, kingdom building. To your third message, I'm not referring to the moderators when I say taking money. The people ultimately in charge can be crooked, and the rest of you could be on the up and up.
Yep.
I honestly have no more suggestions. I'm over it.
So one of the things, and this has always been like a criticism I've even had with the church. Like when you take the tithes, rather than say you're giving your money to God, it's a simple switch to say, it'd be hot as shit during the summer. I know you motherfuckers like AC.
Facts. You know what's funny about that? My pastor actually did like switch to that rhetoric.
That's the way to go. Because
absolutely switch to that rhetoric.
Because what you end up doing is eventually people will assign the need for getting money to it going directly to you, blah, blah, blah. If you this is very simple. It'd be cold as shit around here. Want some heat in this bitch? Y'all like eating after the service, right?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? like you need me to be available to you to service the spirit and well as the physical and shit. This is my only job.
Mm-hmm.
I need to.
That's much better way.
There's better ways, bro. Like, stop it. Like even in Islam, because Allah told you to. Listen, I didn't hear him say that. I'm only hearing you say that. So I want to play my zakat, but let me know where's it going. And why are you scared to say it's going to you? If you say You know what I mean? You ain't up, there's no bullshit. Why you scared to say it's going to your boy? It's going to your boy. I come in here and do this shit. I be filling y'all up with all this, and you think I'm a teacher, a confidant, or this and that. But we still live in the world, and that shit costs, and this having this building costs, and come on, like get on the page. You're on the same page with me.
All right, so then I told her, like, yo, I'm leaving the group. I'm
done.
I'm just about to leave the group. And somebody posted this shit in the group, and this was my final straw. It said, do you say boycott? African Americans make up $1.1 trillion in sales in the U.S. Boycott these shopping days. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Super Saturday, New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Father's Day, Independence Day, Labor Day. She said, what is Super Saturday? I said, I don't know. She said, I don't know. I feel like redirecting is better, like redirecting towards assets.
It's Superman's birthday.
Wealth and black businesses. I said, just by the date, I'm assuming that it has to do with last minute Christmas shopping because Super Saturday is 12/22. So I guess it has to do with last minute Christmas shopping. She said, touche. I said, I'm with boycotting, but this is aimless and stupid. She said, so what does James want?
There's nothing.
She said, so what does James want? I'm not creating another group. I'm not fixing this group. I said, nothing. I'm out. She said, damn, I genuinely don't think it's any one answer. I said, seriously, it's not worth the energy I spent on it. We have examples in history.
That part. That part.
I said, we have examples in history of boycotts working, but I guess history isn't good enough. Oh, well. And she called me a grumpy old man.
I'm so glad that happened. You have no idea. You know what's so funny about that? Like, I'm so glad that happened. Like,
she said, you just want to be a grumpy old man? What, I gotta take you out to dinner and whisper sweet nothings in your ear? Like, that's what would make you happy? Right. I said, what would make you happy? I said, I don't claim to know it all or have the answer, but critical thinking can help you see certain things that won't work. People thinking critically would make me elated.
Well, good luck.
She said, don't hold your breath. No, she said, don't hold your breath.
She can't help you with that. She can't help you with that. You know, this is, and again, take your situation with this.
Mm-hmm.
Multiply it.
Yeah.
By dozens and dozens and dozens of times over the course of decades, right? And I'm saying dozens being very charitable because we're talking hundreds, probably thousands of small startup activists, whatever, come about and fizzle out. If you start to like really examine the amount of mental energy, financial energy, and just attention energy that we place in these things, because I used to be one of them. I was an activist. I protest in front of courthouses and shit like that. And leave the state to do it. I mean, we went and did that shit down in Georgia. When you start to see that you are trying to affect change in a place that doesn't fundamentally want to be changed, then you start to go back and think to yourself, damn, what if I'd have used that energy to do this? What if I used this to do that? What if I'd have put my attention here and not throw it down a well? Who said it was my job to make this place better?
Nigga.
Maybe it's my job to make my life better and get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Who said? Because I was born here? So if you was born in a cave, do you think your responsibility to
the allegory of Plato's cave? Like,
well, yes.
Oh, yes. That's different. That's different.
I'm just saying, like,
a boycott on everything is a boycott on nothing.
Exactly, and also it's diminishing returns if you can't get people on the same page to actually organize, and you start not seeing results. So basically, you're pouring into this thing, and there's nothing. It's a hole at the bottom, right? And the shit just leaking out, and it's not. at a certain point, I know what they tell you when you're growing up as a kid. They say, never give up. Sometimes you just gotta give it up and move that shit, that energy someplace else, and focus all of that charisma and all of that ability to speak to masses in a way they understand, and understand that you're really using that for a bad cause if you're doing like MLK feared he was doing, integrating your people into a burning house.
Mm-hmm.
The way they envision this man, for most people who don't know anything about him, they envision him as somebody who had to just never lost faith in what he was doing, blah, blah, blah. No, he absolutely did at key points in his life.
Mm-hmm.
If he can think that way, don't punish yourself for thinking that way. Like, yo, what if this whole thing we doing is for nothing? What if we need to push over the table and say, all right, let's start over. Knock over this chessboard. Let's start over. What can we do to improve the lives of our people? And should we be putting the energy in trying to make a horse into a duck? Like this place being the proverbial horse and us being the alchemist that's trying to turn us into a duck. Sometimes it just is what it is. It just is what it is. And you're going to have to say, okay, I'm butting my head against a wall that actively refuses to move. It's not even one of these things where this is an inanimate object, and if I exert enough force, I can break it. No, this is one of these things where the wall contorts and moves and absorbs your blows so that it can stay where it's at without it going down. It's I can't tell other people what to do. I can't tell other communities what to do. For them, this might make sense.
Sure.
All of this might make sense to them. I'm just talking about my community. Like, yo, we've been trying this for carry the 10 to the higher power of 400 years. Try something else. That's all I'm asking. Try something else. Them little gains got you right back to people saying the same shit to you that they said to your grandparents. They're saying the same shit to you that they said to their grandparents. My grandfather told me a story once about a situation where he was mad disrespected. And he was about to go off. And his boys grabbed him like, yo, it's only 4 of us in here. They'd kill us all. They'd kill us all. So he had to do this and swallow all that justified rage.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, when you have to swallow that shit so many times, it starts to affect your health, right? He had to swallow that shit. And I said to myself, when he was telling me those stories, if I got to go through my generation has to do the same thing, then what was all of it for? If he had to keep, because they'll kill us all, and I have to do that. He was born in 1913. If I still have to do that, if I still got to handle shit with kick gloves and that, what was all of that shit for? If it's just a cycle where it keeps going around and repeating itself, because history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme.
Yeah.
It does rhyme. If I got to do it, if my kids have to do it, if they got to keep saying, well, if my grandfather had to say, well, if his father had to say, well, and now my kids got to say, well, and then their kids got to say, well,
right.
What was all of this for?
Thanks.
I don't get it. And I don't think I'm supposed to. I don't think it's my job to make that make sense.
Correct. I said that to, I think I said it to Chrissy this past week when Trump was talking about the damn plane crash. And she was like, I just don't understand. So it's not for you to.
It's not for you to understand. It's not for you. Just know that it is a thing.
Right.
And just know that in that specific case, they're going to use DEI as an excuse for everything. Anytime something goes wrong, we're going to be 3 years in his presidency. And he's still, when shit fuck up, because shit he did, he's still going to be saying, us the DEI. And he's still going to be saying Biden. And he's still going to be, just know that that's a thing.
Anybody with a lick of common sense would understand that if I serve for 4 years and a week and a half after I stopped, something catastrophic happens, then it likely was not because of something I did.
Yeah, you just got there.
It didn't happen during the 4 years. It happened after the next person came in and was able to do things.
Yeah. The moment you were able to do things, we see results of things.
Right.
But people are going to make their excuses
Absolutely.
because they feel like it's their job to do. And for some people, they might be right. That is their job to do. But for us, it's not our job to justify none of the shit or play the nuance game. And all that's not our.
Not only is it not my job, I don't want parts.
Facts. And I also don't want to be one of the ones that's moored to it, that's attached to it, that's adjacent to the result. Because that's not what I asked for. That's not what I wanted. Right? So y'all can keep that. That's your shit. That's your shit. That ain't mine. And I don't feel, I don't know, bro. It's just I'm at the point in my life where I'm starting to see that a lot of the shit we pour energy into, this ain't it. Especially if we're repeating the same shit over. If we're doing the same shit, we still talking about protesting. We're still talking about that's why I love the fact that the energy that I'm seeing with people like, because hopefully more people this time than last time starting to see, now what y'all need to do is figure out what to do with all of your strength, what to do with all of your anger. And now you got to figure out what that part is. I have some suggestions, but I'm going to wait to see my motherfuckers ready. Like, ball it up, throw it away. Redefine some shit. Home ain't home just because you was born there.
Facts.
I don't live where I lived when I was born.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I don't live in the same address. Like, home ain't home just because you was born there. That's all I be saying. And this is me. I'm just speaking towards my community. I'm not telling any other community. I ain't telling the Latinos. I ain't telling the dominant demographic of whites. I'm not telling you. I'm talking about black people. Like, I ain't talking about Asians. I'm talking about black people. Stop with this home shit. Stop with that. So, call something else home. 8 years ago, I was living in Laurel, and that was home.
Yep.
And now I live in College Park, and this is home.
Right.
That to me is the biggest chain holding motherfuckers back, at least for us, is that thought there. Because we will accept certain shit here that nobody else would accept any place else. And we will make excuses for the bad behavior. We'll make excuses for the shoddy treatment. We'll make excuses for the fucking disrespect. And we'll do this dance around, what about this? Well, what about this? Well, do this fucking dance. I don't want to do that dance anymore. Just call that shit what it is.
Facts.
You made some friends over here. It's people that you care about. I get it.
Absolutely.
But the world is a lot more connected now. Just because I leave here doesn't mean I'm leaving Cindy.
Right.
I can still talk to Cindy every day.
Every day.
Like, no. I have only been twice have I been in the same state as Cindy.
Right.
And we still didn't meet then. We still talk all the time. Like that shit. You trying to make some shit happening that it's not. That horse is not going to become a duck no matter how many times you whisper in its ear, you show it some facts. Look, this is what happened to such and such. Like, can you become a duck? Nah. It's not going to become a duck. It's a fucking horse.
Facts.
And
That's a depressing note to end on.
And yet, here we are.
Damn.
We'll do better next week.
Oh,
We want to thank all of you once again for joining us for another rousing edition of
bro.
Black Culture Geeks podcast. Be sure
Mm.
to remember that there is always music. Always music.
Always.
New music, old music,
Mhm.
current music.
Mhm.
So run them streams up. I mean, that's the only way we getting paid off music these days.
That's
Run
it.
them streams up. You know what I'm saying? Run them streams up. And yeah, also don't forget my sister, his significant other, Chrissy's podcast, Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Mhm.
When did they come back again?
I don't know. I don't know if it's Monday. I know it's February. I just don't know if it's this Monday or next Monday.
You said you don't know if it's this Monday or next Monday.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Listen.
Also, don't forget my man Super Side Guy and Hendrix
Mhm.
podcast, Metas and Mutants, where they
Mhm.
discuss comic book, movies, stories, characters, concepts, you name it. Go check that shit out as well. Don't mind me. My head's in Panama right now. And Majestic Comics. Those of you who have are still waiting for the Kickstarter fulfillment, that's coming soon. The books are here. We got to order the metal covers this month. So yeah, we're gonna do that as well.
Mhm.
What's up, McKenna? McKenna says, I moved across the country from my family. I still call them as much as I did while in college. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is exactly the point. All right. Just because we might leave, don't mean y'all ain't gonna see us or hear us.
Right.
You will. We still love y'all.
Thanks.
But this,
That-
I want this. So for my man, that's PJ.
you.
I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And for the greater
Uh-huh.
multi-world entertainment family, we are out.
Peace.
Diddy Demic.